work, like siding and windows. Why put it off? The lines are shorter, and we'll be ready to take on your next project.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Simplify.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The countdown to the Republican National Convention is on. Keep it tuned here for interviews, headlines, and everything you need to know for the RNC. It's Decision Wisconsin, only here on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, June 7th, our top story. Delayed documents means suspended funding.
I'm Erik Bilstad. It's been months since anyone has seen this missing teenager.
Out on the roads, we did have an accident on 94 at the county line on the westbound side. That looks like it's been cleared up, so everything is rolling along just fine. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, mostly sunny, breezy with a high of 75 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and a low down to 57. Right now, Milwaukee's at 60. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, consequences for not submitting those documents on time. The state is suspending nearly $17 million in aid to the Milwaukee Public Schools over missing financial reports that were due back in September. Those dollars were for special education services. District officials have said the lapse in funding will not affect staffing, hiring, or other operations. DPI officials have said the district will be able to recoup the funds after submitting its late reports.
MPS plans to first hire an interim superintendent to run the district while directors search for a long-term replacement for Dr. Keith Posley, who resigned earlier this week. Now, according to the board VP, a list of potential candidates will be shared with the public after a closed-door meeting next week.
Person, be it interim or permanent, has a long road to repair the variety of issues, from finances to outcomes that skew public perception of the district.
These are issues that have been around for a long time, and I think disruption of what's been going on inside MPS is a good thing. But disruption for disruption's sake is different than disruption with an eye toward how do we get to better outcomes.
Joel Brennan is the president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee.
If we're going to attract the kind of leadership that we need to make sure that the fundamental issues that are right now plaguing the district are fixed to the extent we can fix them right now.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Amid the many problems facing Milwaukee Public Schools, a growing call that perhaps Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson should somehow take over.
I directly asked MMAC President and CEO Dale Koinga if the mayor should take over Milwaukee Public Schools.
Absolutely. That's something we should consider. The other alternatives would be to have some of the school board seats appointed and others elected. You could have a hybrid of those, both.
Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow says we should consider breaking up the troubled district.
We have now failed how many generations of kids going through that program? They need to take a serious look and say, we have to be different. We have to do things different.
John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, proposed consolidation of middle schools in Wauwatosa. District administrators in the Wauwatosa School District are recommending relocating sixth grade operations to elementary school facilities. This would shift school configurations to JK through 6th grade in those buildings. This would then relocate 7th and 8th grade students at Longfellow and Whitman to middle school specific areas within Tosa East and West, respectively. Now, these proposed changes would start in January 2025. The superintendent will present the recommendations to the Tosa School Board next week.
Hanging on to hope in Waukesha County 4 months after his 16-year-old son Isaiah went missing near Vernon. Vance Kramer telling WTMJ they are still fielding tips on his whereabouts. He says it's the ongoing tips that help him remain hopeful that his son will be found.
Just to know that there's continuing efforts to find him. My hope has always been there. I don't know that it's rekindled per se, but it's something. I'd rather have people looking and knowing that they're looking than not.
The professional search group EquiSearch Midwest is holding a search for Isaiah on Saturday. He was last seen February 4th wandering away from the facility in which he was housed in rural Waukesha County.
5 people in custody after a long police chase near the Port of Milwaukee.
St. Francis and Cudahy police began pursuing a stolen vehicle Thursday evening around 6:20. The vehicle entered the freeway at Penn Avenue, then exited at Car Ferry Drive and crashed. 6 people fled the vehicle on foot at the Lake Express Ferry parking lot. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office K-9 Canine Squad car detained 4 subjects immediately and later arrested a 5th subject. The Milwaukee Fire Department treated one fleeing suspect who was bitten by the canine and another who had jumped into the water. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Coming up, celebrating the birthday of the Wizard of Waukesha. Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05. Is your lawn more yellow than green already this spring? Vince Vitrano for Great Lakes Landscape, Southeast Wisconsin's premier lawn, landscape, and snow management company. Time is now to sign up for a season-long fertilizer and weed treatment program that'll have your lawn looking tip-top in no time. Fresh mulch for the flower beds, or a full landscape maintenance package, that's available too. This is the go-to team for patios and new construction landscape as well. Tell them you want your lawn looking as good as mine. Great Lakes Landscape. That's Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000 square foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Father's Day is almost here. Think about how much your father and grandfather mean to you. Show your love and appreciation. Take them to the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant for the Father's Day brunch buffet. The food is world class. It's everything your dad loves for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including an entire room of homemade desserts. It's all you care to eat. Kids and grandkids under 3, they always eat for free. The Fox and Hound sits in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest. The setting is spectacular. If Father's Day doesn't work, take your dad out for a free dinner this week. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free, including the steak and lobster and anything on the menu. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive alone is just beautiful. Reservations are required for Father's Day. Tables fill quickly. Reserve now. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's that easy. Tell your dad you love him by taking him for a free dinner this week. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Don't forget your dad.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, that's all.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
The ads stay alive. The Brewers in Detroit and the AmFam tees off in Madison. We've got sports at 6:15.
President Biden marking his second trip to the Normandy coast during his visit to France for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Also going to meet with the Ukrainian president. Now, the president going to speak at the cliffs that were scaled by Army Rangers during the invasion 80 years ago. That mission becoming legendary over the years.
Paris preparing for the Summer Olympic Games.
The Paris organizers have unveiled the Olympic rings mounted on the Eiffel Tower as the clock ticks down toward the start of the Summer Games. As the French sports minister says,
to see the 5 colors there of all the continents and the symbol behind of the unity of the athletes from all over the world that are going to compete soon here in Paris.
The hugely popular landmark has seen soaring visitor numbers in the lead up to the 2024 Games. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
A legendary guitar innovator's birthday is this weekend.
Where there's music, ain't the tune.
Les Paul would have turned 109 years old this Sunday. Les Paul Foundation Education Coordinator Dr. Julie Pelkowski tells What's on Tap he should be remembered for more than the guitar.
He had passions in music as well as technology. So what he hopefully is also known for is for the amazing technical musical production aspects.
Many things you hear today owe it to Les Paul's inventions.
Dials and knobs that can allow you to have reverb or echo, sound on sound, multi-track.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
So glad that not that we hadn't before celebrated Les Paul, but as a kid who grew up here, I had no idea.
Right? Waukesha's native.
Yeah, right? Started until we really started continuing to celebrate or putting that story out there.
Have you been to the museum in Waukesha?
Yeah, it's cool. Fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of relics, not just from him, but just music history in there. 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Check out new low prices on your favorite items at Sendix, like 24-ounce Prego pasta sauce for just $2.99. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Deb?
All right, pretty quiet ride around the area. Not seeing too many delays out there or incidents up on the board, so we are in good shape. If you're going to go anywhere, now would be the time to go. Take advantage of it. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. High temperatures in the mid-70s this afternoon with some gusty winds once again out of the northwest. High temperatures will be near 70 for Saturday, but unfortunately bring back some rain chances. Scattered showers will be possible. Sunday looks good, though, to close out the weekend. Mostly sunny skies. High temperatures in the mid-70s. A bit cooler on Monday. High temperatures in the upper 60s with mostly sunny skies. Then the chance for some rain showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday with high temperatures in the lower 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
61 degrees in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik, Bilstad, and Vince Vitrano.
6:11 on the MPS crisis today. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson planning a news conference for later this morning. As MPS just learned the Department of Public Instruction is withholding $16.5 million in payment to the district. The school leaders remain delinquent in their financial filings with the state.
We wondered if the state would actually withhold any funds, still yet to be determined, but this is not a good sign.
Right. MPS can recoup those funds, so basically nobody thinks long-term the state's going to just leave MPS hung out to dry, right? That once they get their stuff in, they'll start, these payments will be recouped.
Several of you guys have said that you did not know about these.
So that's how the last school board meeting, or news conference rather, wrapped up earlier this week as the president and vice president of the board took only 2 questions from reporters. That was just after this remark, and I want you to listen closely here. As they're wrapping up, an MPS staffer tries to let everybody know, no, there'll be a follow-up.
Thank you very much. We're going to have another update on Friday afternoon. So several of you guys have said that you did not know about these.
Friday is today, and we've received no word from MPS on another scheduled news conference. We did get a news release from Milwaukee Public Schools late Thursday evening confirming the delayed payment from DPI and a few other lines about the district finalizing a CAP, corrective action plan.
Okay.
I wonder if that's it. If that's the another update.
Right. Just a quick email.
Right. I went back and listened because I assumed it was a news conference, but she didn't say a news conference. She said an update.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm looking for a news conference where reporters can continue to ask questions. As for the mayor, this business of, well, the mayor should take over public schools, it's a fine argument to have, but right now he doesn't have the authority to just do that. So it'll be interesting to see what he says about that prospect.
And by the way, regardless of whoever the mayor is, that's not necessarily a fix that is just going to, okay, now the mayor has control. Like, why would we assume that?
Right.
Again, I'm not even talking about Cavalier Johnson. Just in general, why would a mayor automatically be able to make things better?
There are other states that do allow for this, and where that is in practice, did check into that. Don't know if that necessarily yields better results, but I think you're looking for accountability there. I do think the mayor and perhaps the county executive ought to lead on this. Whether that's ultimately the solution, don't know. But the mayor has his news conference later. And yes, MPS does have to get those financials into the state. Yes, the board has to approve that budget for the coming school year. Yes, they have to hire a new superintendent. All that's on their plate, but they have to begin to rebuild trust with the people of Milwaukee and the entire state. And you're not going to do that by ducking reporters and running to your cars. You got to take these questions.
Thank you very much. We're going to have another update on Friday afternoon. So
Fleet Farm is the place for the best Father's Day deals around. This week, save $60 on a Milwaukee M18 cordless 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. Get a 28-inch Blackstone griddle with cover and accessories on sale for $249.99. And bring the kids June 15th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to decorate a free grilling apron just for Dad. Treat your special guy to everyday favorites and more this Father's Day at Fleet Farm.
Just in to see the docs at Connect Chiropractic this week. Dr. Olivia does a number of the adjustments over there. She's got a great story. She has been herself receiving chiropractic care since she was a child. An important part of her personal health care. In fact, it inspired her to enter the field. You want to learn more about Connect Chiropractic's care for children? They're hosting a workshop. It's at the office in Wauwatosa, and this will be focused on the family and issues especially with children. ADHD, tummy troubles, even for infants, difficulty sleeping. I talk with my fellow patients all the time who are bringing their children with these problems to Connect Chiropractic and have seen dramatic improvement. Isn't it at least worth a try if you've got kids who are struggling with any of these issues? Workshop to learn more about it is coming up June 19th. It's at the office in Tosa. It's called Perfect Storm. It's free to attend, and you don't even have to be a current patient, but you do need to sign up. You can do all that online, or if you're interested, book your first appointment at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
The Brewers wake up in Detroit this morning looking to right the ship against the Tigers. This after getting swept by the Philadelphia Phillies in Philly. So every game was close. That's the good news of the last series. The Brewers held their own. They just couldn't get any runs scored.
Why don't you just tell me what happened?
Right. As for the pitching matchup today, well, it's another TBD. Brewers seem to like to do these TBDs. Who might start for the Crew?
Well, because you got to wake up in the morning and see who's healthy.
Right.
Who's available.
And maybe they start another reliever and then go from there.
Yeah.
Aaron Ashby, back from shoulder surgery. He was the most recent pitcher to give it a go last, on Wednesday, the day game. And he had a strong outing, did okay. We asked GM Ed Arnold about that on Brewers 360 on Thursday. Aaron Ashby going to stick around for a bit?
Yeah, look, we're still talking about it. I mean, look, he did a fantastic job. I mean, as you guys know, right now we have a situation where we kind of need all hands on deck. Yeah. But Ash has been fantastic. I mean, just the way he threw the ball, I couldn't be more proud of this guy.
Brewers and Tigers right here on WTMJ. First pitch around 5:40, pregame around 5:05. Again, on WTMJ Radio at UWM Panther Arena. Ooh, that was played a lot. And a lot. The Ads stave off elimination, beating the Coachella Valley Firebirds 7-2. There's some offense.
Good old-fashioned boat race.
No, they got to keep winning, though. They're down in the series 3-1. Got to win out. Next game is tomorrow night. And then finally to the NBA Finals, Celtics and Mavericks, or as we call it here, Drew Holiday versus Jason Kidd. Celtics win 107-89, so Holiday leads that series 1-0.
Found his way into a championship, didn't he?
Amazing how that works.
In golf, Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosting the American Family Insurance Championship in Madison. First groups tee off at 9 o'clock this morning. So next year, this tournament will move from University Ridge to Stricker's home course, formerly Cherokee Country Club, now TPC Wisconsin in Madison. Stricker leading a redesign of that course that just reopened about a year and a half ago. I talked with Strick recently at the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame event here in Milwaukee. I played that course last fall. So, again, this is why maybe I shouldn't be allowed to talk with people. I go up to Strick and I start with this. Hey, I played your golf course, TPC Wisconsin, in the fall.
How'd you do?
Too damn hard, man.
We went to work in the fall and this spring to soften it up a little bit.
Did you really? I appreciate it.
Yeah, because it's there were some challenging holes out there, but overall the feedback's been pretty good and it's unique, and it's been a lot of fun.
Now,
it's so Wisconsin. Right. Hey, it's too hard.
It's too hard. Now, Grant, Strick didn't redesign it for the likes of you and me. Right? This was designed to be a course that can hold a championship like this. Great. So it'll move there next year. Stricker goes out today at 10:50 this morning, shortly after past two-time AmFam champion, Wisconsin's own Jerry Kelly. Kelly tees off at 10:39.
With Jeff Sherman.
What's your advice to parents who have kids who are maybe 7 years old and starting to play a sport?
Get to know what's going on in the community and businesses throughout Milwaukee and Wisconsin.
They will find their space
let them find what their joy and love for whatever sport, and then don't make decisions that put your family in any financial burden.
Let them play. Kind of let them be kids. Don't try and live your life through them.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ.
Good idea to get these folks out to your house. Vince Vitrano for Your Comfort Guys. Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. It's Nicole and Brent there. They're a family-owned business, and they are booking appointments right now for a spring air conditioner tune-up. Why do I need that? Well, Brent's son Drew was just out at our house for about an hour. He cleaned out all the coils in my AC unit. It was filthy. Leaves, dust, and dirt covering up the intake, making my unit have to work so much harder to cool the house. That's costing you money. Checked all the vents inside, messed around with the thermostat, the inside part as well, cleaned out, cleaned up, running better than it has in years. Don't wait for things to break in your life before you get them properly serviced. Book an appointment now ahead of the summer heat. Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. Tell them Vinny sent you. You'll get extra special service, I promise. 262-664-9284. Your Comfort Guys. That's yourcomfortguys.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. We're all living longer. That means in all of our families, people are facing Alzheimer's, dementia, and other memory-related issues. Azura specializes in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They're Wisconsin-based, 14 in our state, 4 in our area. I've been in their buildings. They're fantastic. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, empathy and compassion at the core. It's Azura.
Sharks. Most people see them as a threat, but we see a potential cure. At UW Health Carbone Cancer Center, we're the only team in the world researching whether antibodies from sharks can be used to fight cancer. A discovery that would revolutionize the future of cancer care, turning possibilities into remarkable realities. So one day, instead of what if, we can ask, what's next? UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
Checking in with Debbie here at 621.
All right. Well, everything seems to be rolling along relatively well out there. We do have a couple of broken down vehicles on 41 right around the Capitol Drive area. Southbound right at Capitol on the left shoulder. Another one on the northbound side, basically just north of Burleigh. So watch out for that. Other than that, we're really not seeing any delays around the area, so everything is so far so good. Hey, be our eyes on the roads. Report incidents to the WTMJ Hall Mazda Milwaukee.com traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Find out with Hall Mazda all summer. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, look at this forecast here, Vince. Sunny, breezy, high of 75 today. Gorgeous Friday for those graduating today. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 57. Now, Saturday's got clouds and showers in the forecast. Those showers ending by mid-afternoon. High of 70 tomorrow. Sunday, sunny, high of 75. Monday, sunny, a high of 72 inland. Right now, 59 at 622.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of graduations Saturday as well. Hope those showers stay away. RNC this summer in Milwaukee. NFL Draft in Green Bay next spring. So what about Milwaukee hosting another Major League Baseball All-Star game? Not only is that something the Brewers say is on their list of priorities, but I think I may have gotten the ball rolling.
What?
Yes. This is not my idea, but because of me, it started and it snowballed. So I put that question to Brewers owner Mark Attanasio.
With the stadium deal done, could we get back in the mix for an all-star game? Is that something you want or pursue, or is it?
Oh, sure. It'd be great for the community. You know, they tend to do that for the newer ballparks.
And that's true. It's how we got the All-Star game back in 2002, right? We had a new park, so you get an All-Star game. That's why the Bucks are still bent out of shape with the NBA over the fact that we haven't gotten an All-Star game after we built Fiserv Forum. But my point to Attanasio was, okay, not a new stadium, but we did get that $500 million deal done. We secured baseball's future long-term in Milwaukee.
The commissioner had come.
Yes. So how about a little something, for the effort?
We have our list of things to, it's on our list with the commissioner's office. It's not the highest thing on our list. But maybe if people, maybe we should move it up the list.
So maybe we should move it up the list. I think it's up the list now.
Yeah,
listen to this. So let me set the stage for you. I'm in a room at the ballpark. A small group of reporters on the club level invited to speak with Brewers owner Mark Attanasio. few of our guys are there. McCalvy's there from MLB.com, Rosiak from the Journal-Sentinel, a few others. And we're talking on the record with Attanasio. Brewers GM Matt Arnold is there. He's to Attanasio's right. And Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger. Mandatory. So they're sitting at like the head of the table, and they're just taking questions.
Sure.
Now, you got to listen closely to this next part. Attanasio said, yeah, it's on our list, right? You heard that. For MLB, we think we could get another All-Star game in Milwaukee. And now you're going to hear Rick chime in.
Finish the tie. Finish the tie, and then have another game right after.
Rick says,
finish the tie.
Finish the tie. Remember, our All-Star game in 2002 infamously ended in an embarrassing fashion for the commissioner, Bud Selig, who was in attendance, obviously.
Remember the picture?
Yeah, he's like, what do you want me to do? And some of the players were embarrassed, too. Didn't Barry Bonds go home early from that game?
Yeah.
He was gone. Low point for the Midsummer Classic. After 11 innings, the team had run through their roster of pitchers. Barry Bonds, like I said, he'd already gone home.
On a flight home already.
So all that happened. And again, Schlesinger says,
finish the tie.
Finish the tie. So do you think he was kind of joking, right?
Well,
it's just something a guy says.
Rick, he was kind of joshing.
The tie. Well, listen to this now snowball rather quickly.
Bring all those guys back like an old-timers game.
That would be fun.
That would be awesome.
That's
Barry Zito pitch at the age of 50.
That would be fun.
Joe Torre be the manager.
Bob Brenly.
So, did you hear Arnold chime in there? Bring all those guys back.
Bob Brenly, the manager of the NL team.
Torrey. So now the table is alive, and guys are just throwing names out, and they're playing this out.
That is...
Barry Bonds would have to come back.
Oh, my gosh.
Sosa, all those guys.
I'm going to talk to Ron about that. That would get a huge amount of attention.
That's Attanasio.
You can hear the light turn on.
Right? I think Attanasio's on board. He's like, hey, this might be our in with the commish. I absolutely think we deserve another All-Star game. Commissioner of Major League Baseball, like you said, he came to town last summer to openly campaign for the stadium deal. All right, we did our part, commish.
We did, yes.
You do yours now. We should get another All-Star game.
We're hosting conventions, RNC conventions. We can host that.
And then, I don't know, maybe we do Rick's idea.
Finish the tie. Finish the tie, and then have another game right after.
That's right!
It's brilliant.
I'm going to take credit for that in part. If that happens.
If it happens, you're allowed to, since you're the one that pushed the ball down the hill.
Yeah. You have to say it for every story. And the story first floated by WTMJ's Vince Vitrano.
First suggested
by. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up about 80 points to 38,886. The NASDAQ closed down 15 to 17,173, and the S&P 500 at 53.53. That was off just a point. Inflation is not going away. Download your copy of Safeguarding Against Inflation, Strategies for Wealth Preservation at annexwealth.com/inflation.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
.30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, June 7th, our top story, funding suspensions begin for MPS.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The RNC reaches a big milestone.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got some debris in the road, 894 southbound, right at the ramp from National Avenue. Looks like it's in the right lane as well. So watch out for those backups. Then we've also got southbound 41, just south of Capitol Drive. We've got a broken down vehicle on the left shoulder. Just starting to see a little bit of a delay right past that. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Milwaukee temp at 60 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden apologizing to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky this morning for the delay in funding that was held up in Congress for months.
I'm not going to walk away from you. I apologize for those weeks of not knowing what's going to happen in terms of funding.
Speaking in Paris, where they both attended ceremonies marking the 80th anniversary of D-Day, Biden said he was sorry to the Ukrainian people for weeks of not knowing if more aid would be on its way. Overnight, Israeli airstrikes in Gaza killed at least 18 people a day after dozens were killed at a UN school sheltering displaced families. House Speaker Mike Johnson announcing that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will address a joint session of Congress on the 24th of July. The first heat wave of the year expected to maintain its grip on parts of the Southwest. Some places could see 110 degrees, and the official start of summer is still 2 weeks away. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, special education aid payment of nearly $17 million to MPS is suspended. It's due to those overdue financial reports to the Department of Public Instruction.
DPI officials say the district will be able to recover the funds after submitting its late reports. But the DPI could also withhold a general aid payment on June 17th if the district does not have an approved corrective action plan in place. School Board Vice President Jilly Gokul Gandhi tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that DPI has provided comments on a draft plan submitted Wednesday, and MPS is working on revisions. The school board released a statement today saying, quote, MPS is optimistic that the corrective action plan will allow the district's general aid payment to be received on time, end quote. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Former governor is sharing his ideal plan for the future of the school district.
Former Governor Tommy Thompson, never one to shy away from a fight, says that's exactly what's needed when it comes to keeping MPS viable.
There's nothing about a good fight. There's nothing wrong with that.
As for an actual plan, he says, break it up.
We should have done it when John Norquist and I were talking about it in the late 80s and early 90s, and nobody wanted to do it. Tom Barrett and I talked about having the mayor take over when he was here, and then a lot of opposition developed and backed away.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says he has no interest in breaking up the district or putting the city in charge. Mike Spalding, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Police Department asking for help finding a missing 10-year-old. Nia Woods last seen near 51st and Center on Thursday night about 10:30. We do have information and photos up on our website, WTMJ.com.
Restricting the right to protest. That's at the core of an ACLU of Wisconsin lawsuit filed against the city of Milwaukee. It says the city is restricting the speech of protesters with its demonstration parameters set for the RNC. ACLU staff attorney Tim Muth tells WTMJ the timing is significant.
The delay all the way to now, where we're less than 40 days until the convention, ran the real risk of us losing the chance to have a court review whatever decisions the city was going to make.
Convention organizers want demonstrators to sign up for a specific time slot with the city in order to protest.
Traffic is sponsored by two men in a junk truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomeninjuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Coming up.
You're like a brother to me, and I consider you a true lifelong friend.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Get ready to go all in for cash battles at Potawatomi. This June, go head-to-head with your fellow club members for a chance at your share of $200,000 in cash. Play with your club card for entries. Hourly drawings on June 6th and 20th from 4 to 8 p.m. Each drawing, 2 winners split $20,000. Cash battles at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. It's the biggest cash bash of the summer. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 6-pack, 0.5-liter or mini can selected varieties Coke products, 4 for $17. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla pasta, 2 for $3. 5.5 to 8-ounce selected varieties Crystal Farms shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white milk, $3.99. Half-gallon Prairie Farms chocolate milk, $2.49.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 24th.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Brewers in Detroit tonight. The Admirals stay alive. We've got sports at 6:45.
So today is the big day, the final spin.
Oh, Pat Sajak.
Yes.
Last show.
Last show. And a popular pair. They've been together for decades on television, are calling it a career.
I can't believe that tomorrow is our last show together.
After 8,000 episodes together, Vanna White's saying goodbye to her Wheel of Fortune co-host, Pat Sajak.
I am very excited and happy to be part of Wheel of Fortune.
That's right, and this is a family you will soon grow to know and love.
Vanna called him a brother and longtime friend, saying they grew up on television together while watching their families grow.
What an incredible and unforgettable journey we've had.
Sajak hosted the game show for 41 years. Vanna will stay on a little longer, welcoming Ryan Seacrest in September. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
A little bit more from White.
You're like a brother to me, and I consider you a true lifelong friend who I will always adore. I love you, Pat.
So why was this already done? Did they want to get this out of the way early for more publicity for today's main event? Or is today just about Pat and Vanna's got to kind of sit side saddle today, or what's going on there?
When they already recorded the episode, right?
Yeah.
Like they recorded them in big chunks.
Done,
so
right.
This is done. No, this is how the PR machine works, right?
Okay.
So
all right.
there
So
you go.
you say goodbye in second to final episode.
You know what? Sajak once said one of the highlights of his career was meeting young Vinny in Chicago.
Is that going to come up tonight?
Probably will. I mean, it would probably be on the highlight reel. No, remember, Wheel used to be on TMJ4 for a million years.
Yeah.
And when it was on there and they were doing one of those, we take the show on the road, and they were in Chicago for a week recording episodes. And they sent me down there. I went down there with Mark Waz, you know Waz, right? Our photographer. Yeah. And they were super nice. I hear stories all the time about, well, we met this celebrity and they were terrible. And this.
I want pics. Do you have any pictures?
I don't have one of Pat and Vanna and me. There's one of me like on the Wheel set.
Yes.
It was all decorated out for Chicago.
We need to put that on the old live stream.
Yeah, you want that? Pancakes. Should I send that to you? Put that on the live stream?
Yes.
Okay.
A little Be Right Back picture for us.
That'd be great. 6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
You can't buy caviar for the same price as candy. But right now, you can buy the highest-end Beautyrest Black and Tempur-Pedic mattresses for nowhere near their highest-end prices. Hassless Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models, like the Split King Tempur-Pedic Luxe Breeze in soft or firm. Was $10,198, now just $25,448. Only a few remain, and they will sell out. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at hassleist.com.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own Accunet Mortgage, with a tip for today's home shoppers. You already know inventory is low and both competition and home prices are high. That's probably why you should not go with your bank or your real estate agent's mortgage pal for your pre-approval. You see, the banks have lots of branches, fancy headquarters, vice presidents and assistant vice presidents, and the loan officers who get referrals from real estate agents, they're typically very highly paid. Who do you think pays for all that extra expense? Turns out it's you. High overhead and high compensation naturally translate into higher closing costs. At Accunet, our extreme efficiency and low overhead mean your closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 lower than banks and other lenders for exactly the same rate. Don't light your hard-earned money on fire. Get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval today by clicking on the blue button and put the money you'll save in closing costs towards something for your new home. That's ACCUNET.com.
Check out new low prices on your favorite items at Sendix, like 24-ounce Prego pasta sauce for just $2.99. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Debbie's Traffic, sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Deb?
All right. Well, things are starting to wake up a little bit on the bypass heading westbound. We're seeing backups from 27th Street out to about 68th. So that's pretty typical stuff through that construction zone. Other than that, we had some debris in the right lane, westbound 94 at Highway SS. Basically, right on the Highway SS on-ramp, right at the end there, looks like there's some tire debris there, so you might have to end up merging a little bit earlier. Then we've also got 41 southbound with the left lane blocked with a broken-down vehicle just about at Capitol Drive. So you want to be extra careful. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny skies to start off this morning. There will be a couple clouds that build towards this afternoon. We could see an isolated pop-up rain shower. Breezy winds and high temperatures in the lower 70s this afternoon. Tonight, isolated chance for a rain shower this evening, then mostly clear skies, low temperatures dropping down into the 50s. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, still a bit breezy, temperatures in the low to middle 70s. Saturday, we'll see our next system bring some scattered rain showers, mainly during the morning hours, high temperatures in the lower 70s. Sunday looks good, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the lower 70s. Then on Monday, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 61.
Key testimony heard in President Biden's son, Hunter Biden's federal gun trial. Hallie Biden, the widow of Biden's late son, Beau, testified as a key government witness in the federal gun trial.
Recounting her relationship with Hunter, his addiction, his denials of that addiction at times, and critically, her own struggles with addiction, saying that in the summer of 2018, it was Hunter Biden who got her addicted to crack cocaine as well. She broke down a little bit, her voice cracking, saying that she was embarrassed and ashamed and regretted that time of her life.
Yeah, these two actually had a fling there for a moment. This is the center of the case right here, because she told jurors that she found a gun unlocked in Hunter Biden's car, and critically, she also found remnants of drugs and paraphernalia in there. So what they're trying to prove is, look, he clearly was on drugs when he checked a box saying that he was not when he bought a gun. She talked about finding it.
She said she panicked and used a pouch in his truck, which the prosecution says later tested positive to having cocaine in it, to conceal the gun before frantically throwing it out in a trash at a nearby grocery store. Jurors in court were shown surveillance video from that market dated 11 days after Hunter Biden allegedly obtained the firearm illegally.
Yeah. That's ABC's M. Wynn there. So the defense poking holes in the case a little bit, basically saying, look, there are no witnesses that have confirmed that Biden was using during that month, even though you found paraphernalia in the car.
Well, I wonder if this comes up too. Like, folks who are former alcoholics, they still call themselves alcoholics.
Right, sure.
Like, I've been clean for even years.
Yes, you're right.
The meeting starts with, my name is this and I'm an alcoholic. So what's the definition of addict? Will they get into that with the jury? Mm-hmm. Will the defense try to say, well, just because you weren't on drugs at the time doesn't mean you're not an addict?
So President Biden is overseas doing D-Day ceremonial type stuff in Normandy yesterday, today, and he's going to be in France through the weekend as well. He spoke with ABC's David Muir about this case, and there's a lot of things he didn't want to talk about. He doesn't necessarily talk about federal cases. That's his policy. However, he was asked about the P word, potential pardon.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
The president speaking with ABC there is saying he would not pardon his son if he is convicted.
6:44 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Sports up next.
The Brewers Radio Network salutes all those who are serving or have served to protect our freedom.
Vince Vitrano here. I want to salute my father-in-law, Master Sergeant Lee LaHargue, 24 years in the United States Air Force, including service in Vietnam and at U.S. Air Force Base Ramstein, Germany.
To all those who have served, we thank you. This Brewers Radio Network salute to all servicemen and women is sponsored by Discount Liquor.
You want to see some cool military aircraft and aircraft of all kinds get ready to reach new heights with EAA AirVenture Oshkosh returning July 22nd through the 28th. Breathtaking aerobatic shows each day in the air. Explore family-friendly activities. We got thousands of aircraft on site, and then twice during the run of EAA AirVenture, they do these night air shows. They're Wednesday and Saturday night. Back performing this year also will be the Canadian Forces Snowbirds. You got the thrill of flight and making memories that last a lifetime at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. And EAA wants to thank Boeing because of a contribution from the Boeing Corporation, youth ages 18 and under get in free. Get your tickets at eaa.org/tickets.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
The Brewers looking for a W, and they'll take their trip to Detroit. Brewers start a series against the Tigers tonight. This after getting swept by the Phillies. Now, what's interesting is that every day recently, when you look at who the starters are,
who's throwing tonight for the Crew?
TBD. Yet again, to be determined, and that's been the case the last couple of days. Now, don't forget, they did have, Jared Koenig, the reliever, would do the first inning and maybe a third of a next inning before they'd bring in their quote-unquote starter.
Right, he's the opener.
Right, and they would do that in order to prevent the starter from having to face, just the monsters in the lineup. You could have them stretch longer into the game, into the innings, without having to pitch it 3 times against Bryce Harper and that type of thing. Pat Murphy did say after the Phillies series that, look, they've been trying to figure this out.
I mean, look at the situation we're in. We've used 11 starters in 61 games. I mean,
11 starters. Some teams don't do that in a year.
Right.
60 games, 11 starters, or 61 games. Anyway, so Brewers.
So who's pitching tonight?
Well,
we don't know?
Don't know. It's TBD.
Okay.
Brewers and Tigers,
Somebody will go out
5:40.
there.
First pitch right here on WTMJ Radio. Of course, our coverage starts just after 5 o'clock. Again, right here on WTMJ. The Admirals stave off elimination. They beat the Coachella Valley Firebirds 7-2. They're still down in the series. They got to win out. They're down down in the series 3-1 in the best of 7. Next game is tomorrow night. And to the NBA Finals. So in order to make this more interesting for you, Vince, it's not the Celtics and the Mavericks. We'll go with it's Drew Holiday versus Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is the head coach of the Mavericks, and Drew Holiday, of course, one of our favorite point guards, is now on the Celtics.
I'll root for Drew then.
So, Drew leads the series right now, 1-0 after the Celtics win 107-89.
Working out okay for him. Teeing off this morning at University Ridge in Madison, the American Family Insurance Championship that's hosted by Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker. This annual golf event moves next year to Stricker's home course, now called TPC Wisconsin, which he helped redesign. And that's not the only thing that may change.
We may do something different. We're trying to maybe work out a different kind of format of an event, maybe potentially a team event, maybe Stableford, maybe just something a little bit different to make it more enjoyable for the fans.
I was talking with Strick at the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame induction earlier this spring. Wisconsin's own and 2-time AmFam champion Jerry Kelly goes out at 10:39 this morning, and Stricker will be close behind his tee time at 10:50.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Every year you give to your charities, you make donations, and you make a difference. But can you protect your legacy better while making that difference? Is there a more strategic way to give to charity? Join me and Annex Wealth Management's President and CEO, Dave Spano, to discuss this and more. It's our latest webinar, Tips for Smarter Charitable Giving. June 13th, sign up for this free webinar by texting WEB to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Another free webinar from our partners at Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, here's what we should do this weekend. Let's organize those closets. Let's get out in the garage and clean that out. Sound like a good timey? Vince Vitrano here for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Let's change that. And I've got a good reason for you to act now. You know why they call it that? Katie and Dan are a wife-husband team. They'd love to see you at the showroom in Waukesha or pay you an in-home visit. Organization, they say, is not just about tidying up your space. It's about transforming your life. Now, that's Inspired. It's true, reducing clutter can reduce stress, and Inspired Closets home solutions are not only functional, but they're beautiful as well. A lot of companies do closets. This is why I talked to you about Inspired Closets Milwaukee, because they're local. Katie and Dan and their team listen to you. What are your frustrations? What are your needs? What's your budget? And then they custom design solutions. And with their amazing computer software, they can show you exactly what your project's going to look like before you commit to buying. Easier than ever to afford now with 10% off the cost of your project or 18 months free financing when you tell them Vinny sent you. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Classic rock legends coming soon to Milwaukee. Iconic supergroup Asia. Wednesday, July 31st at the Pabst Theater. Funk Soul Powerhouse Tower of Power. Sunday, June 16th at the Pabst Theater. The Sweet Ballads of Air Supply. Thursday, October 3rd at the Riverside Theater. Tickets for these shows and more on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:52.
All right, looks like we got a crash now. Westbound 94 west of Moreland Road. It is off on the right shoulder, so careful with that. Other than that, we've got a left lane blocked on 41 southbound just south of Capitol Drive with a broken down vehicle. So watch out for those two areas. We've also got general delays westbound 94 from 25th Street through the stadium. Westbound 894, as usual, from 27th Street out to 68th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast. Sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
It's
mostly
gonna be
sunny,
nice today.
breezy today, high 75. Tonight, slow down to 57 with mostly cloudy skies on Saturday and showers ending by mid-afternoon. High of 70 Saturday. Sunday looks perfect. Mostly sunny and a high of 75 degrees. At 61 in Milwaukee. Wisconsin's Morning News, bringing our friend and teammate from ESPN Milwaukee, Gabe Neitzel. And what have you brought to talk about today, Gabe?
So I wanted to talk about this all week. We haven't talked about it on our show, and it's not sports related because that's not really where we really thrive over on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Milwaukee.
Show.
Yeah, on our sports show.
Well, that's fine. We don't talk about sports.
On Monday, there was a report out of Minnesota. So there is a fraud trial going on. A lot of different people up there accused of taking funds, like millions of dollars, from a program around the pandemic that was meant to help feed homeless people, things of that nature. And one of the jurors was dismissed on Monday after they reported to the judge that somebody came up to them, gave them a bag full of $120,000, saying, hey, you should have quit.
Wow. Well, I guess we know where some of the money went.
That sounds like a great movie.
Well, there are so many things here. So the first is, like, man, that's just brazen. It's just going, here's $120,000.
And why was that the number?
Yeah,
wouldn't 100 probably do it?
Well, so my next question is this juror only reporting some of the money?
Really?
Because like,
who comes up with 120?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if somebody gives you like a bag full of $500,000, what's the defense going to do? No, we actually gave them $500,000. They're only reporting 120.
Nobody can speak up.
Yeah, nobody can speak up because then they're admitting to a felony. So that's I've got a lot of questions surrounding this of the brazenness of it. First of all, I'm surprised this juror then decided to report it. Did they report the full money? A lot of questions that I have surrounding this.
Where did this happen? Was this like at a Starbucks?
I did not. Yeah, I don't know because I don't know.
And who did they pick? Did they pick this juror specifically because they knew that one may
why
be
was
swayed?
this person their mark?
Yeah, I don't know why this person was the mark, but the juror was dismissed, and now the rest of the jury's been sequestered.
Where's the money?
I'm assuming the state just takes it.
All of a sudden, the judge is reporting it now as $100,000.
He only turned in 100. Oh no!
Yeah, so I'm assuming the state just takes it, and they seize it as part of, I don't know, an ongoing investigation.
I think what we got here is a found wallet situation. You lose your wallet, whatever, it's got $83 in it, or you lose your bag. You hear this sometimes, somebody lost a deposit that was going to the bank. It's got $2,000 in it. Eric found it. He turns it in, and they say, hey, thank you so much. Here's $1,000 for you, or here's $50 for this guy. Should get to keep a little something.
So
you got to report it. It's got to be above board.
What do you think would be fair?
Well, we'd take that 20 out. Now we have a nice even round number of 100.
Okay,
Turn in the 100. This guy keeps the 20 for doing the right thing.
$20,000 for being honest.
Yeah.
But then does he have to declare that and get taxed on it?
That's right. It only comes out to about 13.
Probably. We're dealing with another government entity. I don't think they're going to let you pass without paying the taxes on it.
No way I could sleep on that. You're asking the question of like, wow, man, this would have made a big difference for the guy. How do you... Maybe you just keep it quiet. You do what you were told, and that's that. No way I could sleep on that.
Well, but again, in
terms of a conscience,
I wouldn't be able to either. Like you said, I wouldn't be able to sleep. Period.
Right.
I'm tossing and turning, and I think it's super easy to go, well, why don't you just take the money and just do your job as a juror anyway? Like, don't let it influence you, right? Like, and if you think they're dirty, you still vote that. Because they're not going to turn you in. They're not going to, on top of one crime, admit to another crime.
What else they're going to do? Forget it.
Well, what about the rest of the jury? You said they're sequestered. I'd be looking at each one of them in the eye. Now, does anyone drop the bag of goodies off?
That's right. Did they just pick one guy?
Yeah.
Who else in that room?
Yeah, I would be looking at every one of them.
Who else in that room showed up in a Ferrari in court this week?
Got a really nice suit on.
I just got it.
Where did that car come from?
Oh, we're independently wealthy.
As of when? A couple days ago.
6:57, Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A dental clinic will open in Deer District in October in a building owned by the Milwaukee Bucks real estate arm. Signature Dentistry plans to open a clinic in ground floor space of the parking structure at North 6th Street and West McKinley Avenue. The Republican National Committee has unveiled plans for the main stage at Fiserv Forum planned for the upcoming national convention in Milwaukee. The RNC took control of the arena this week as it begins preparing for the July event. The CEO of Milwaukee County's Workforce Development Board has resigned for personal reasons. Employed Milwaukee appointed an interim CEO and said it could take up to a year to find a permanent replacement. I'm Teddy Nykel with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. We're all living longer. That means in all of our families, people are facing Alzheimer's, dementia, and other memory-related issues. Azura specializes in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They're Wisconsin-based, 14 in our state, 4 in our area. I've been in their buildings. They're fantastic. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, empathy and compassion at the core. It's Azura.
Fleet Farm is the place for the best Father's Day deals around. This week, save $60 on a Milwaukee M18 cordless 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. Get a 28-inch Blackstone griddle with cover and accessories on sale for $249.99. And bring the kids June 15th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to decorate a free grilling apron just for Dad. Treat your special guy to everyday favorites and more this Father's Day at Fleet Farm.
Well, I would say some of the biggest challenges to building American-made furniture is competing with low overseas wages. America has higher wages.
Ben and Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
It's still a big benefit to make it in the United States because even though labor costs are higher, we all know the American worker is the most efficient, most productive worker in the world, especially employees in the Midwest. Midwest people are renowned for their work ethic. There's advantages to that outweigh extra labor cost. And there's also a lot of other advantages. Freight costs are way cheaper if it's made locally.
If you build furniture in China and you send it to the Midwest, it's 8,000 miles to get here. And in order to make that travel, you have to be well packaged, heavy cardboard, lots of foam, lots of bubble wrap. We don't do any of that.
Not very environmentally friendly.
No, not very environmentally friendly if you're concerned about that, but we just use a blanket, right? Our furniture travels from the wood shop to our warehouse and right to the customer. And everything's touched by our people. We have no third party touching any of that, so we can control that quality.
PennyMustard.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Like a tiger. McGill kicks, delivers, swing and a miss. He struck him out.
It's the Brewers and Tigers in Detroit, with our coverage beginning tonight at 5:05 on your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
7:01. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, June 7th, our top story. Consequences begin for delayed financial reports.
I'm Erik Bilstad. MPS isn't the only district with a challenge right now.
I'm Debbie Lazago. Westbound 94 just past Moreland Road. Looks like we've got a crash. It is off on the right shoulder. Just watch out for those delays past that. Southbound 41 is heavy from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. We did have a broken down vehicle that was stuck in the left lane. It looked like they were able to get it off of the freeway. Northbound 43 slowing down from North Avenue up past Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Nice day today. Mostly sunny, bit on the breezy side with a high of 75 degrees. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Low down to 57. Right now, Milwaukee at 61. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, consequences for not submitting those documents on time. The state is suspending nearly $17 million in aid to Milwaukee Public Schools over missing financial reports that were due back in September. Those dollars were for special education services. District officials said the lapse in funding will not affect staffing, hiring, or other operations. And DPI has said that the district will be able to recoup the funds after submitting those late reports.
Community leaders say there needs to be changes in how the district is run.
Dale Koinga is the president of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce. He says the MPS financial situation is so bad that we aren't even talking about what's most important.
The number one thing here is the kids. And there's not a school district in the nation that is performing as poorly as Milwaukee Public Schools when it comes to reading and math proficiency and four-year graduation rates.
Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow tells me we need to think big.
Maybe it's time to start looking at smaller systems or smaller organizations, smaller school districts.
John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Wauwatosa School District considering downsizing. District administrators in the district are recommending relocating sixth grade operations to elementary schools. That would shift the school configurations to be a K through 6th grade in those buildings. And they relocate 7th and 8th grade students currently at Longfellow and Whitman middle schools to school-specific areas within Wauwatosa East and Tosa West, respectively. Proposed changes would start in January of 2025.
5 people in custody following a long police chase that ended near the Port of Milwaukee.
St. Francis and Cudahy police began pursuing a stolen vehicle Thursday evening around 6:20. The vehicle entered the freeway at Penn Avenue, then exited at Car Ferry Drive and crashed. 6 people fled the vehicle on foot at the Lake Express Ferry parking lot. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office Canine Squad car detained 4 subjects immediately and later arrested a 5th subject. The Milwaukee Fire Department treated 1 fleeing suspect who was bitten by the canine and another who had jumped into the water. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Police Department asking for help finding a missing 10-year-old. Her name is Nia Woods. Last seen near 51st and Center on Thursday night about 10:30. More information and photos up on our website at WTMJ.com.
The challenge went out, the deadline was set, and Milwaukee delivered. The Republican National Convention has now secured the thousands of volunteers needed.
I'm going to break some news. We did. Milwaukee came out and helped us. The region helped us. We are over 4,000 volunteers to help us out and help us welcome 50,000 visitors to Milwaukee this summer.
That's the Chief Operating Officer for the 2024 Host Committee, Allison Prangy. She tells Wisconsin's Midday News with a deadline looming, hundreds of people signed up last minute.
The thing I think is really cool is I've seen the final numbers for Cleveland, which was 2016's RNC convention, and final numbers for Tampa about the number of volunteers that they had. And we've recruited more volunteers in Milwaukee than those final numbers for those cities.
Volunteers are being trained now. Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
Republican National Convention runs July 15th through the 18th here in Milwaukee. Coming up, celebrating the Wizard of Waukesha. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Replacement windows. Where do you start? Your best choice will be Siding Unlimited. I know. Call a siding company for windows? Siding Unlimited, an excellent siding company, by the way, expanded years ago into windows, doors, decks, and roofs, but kept their name because of their great award-winning reputation. One core element is Siding Unlimited's honest pricing guarantee. Others give you many too-good-to-be-true come-on lines. Buy one, get one free, free labor, free gas, you know. You're smart enough to know that nothing is free. Siding Unlimited tells you precisely what the job will cost. That's honest pricing. Yet another reason why Pella Window and Door Company of Pella, Iowa named Siding Unlimited one of only 5 Pella Premier installers in the whole USA. And 4 out of 5 years, the #1 Pella Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year. Where else would you start? SidingUnlimited.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage. I get that most home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting pre-approved, but that's probably a mistake because banks have a lot of overhead, like branches, fancy headquarters, and layers of management. That means their closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 higher than AccuNet's for exactly the same rate. And that's not all. Bank pre-approval letters are usually weak and unconvincing, especially compared to AccuNet's rock-solid, fully verified pre-approval that provides a $2,000 guarantee to you and the seller. Our senior loan consultants will also look at every possible way to strengthen your offer and pre-approval in the eyes of that seller, especially if you're offering over the asking price. We even call the listing agent to reinforce what a great buyer you are. Banks don't do all that. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and let our passionate mortgage pros help you win while you save a bunch of money, too. That's ACCUNET.com.
A Brewers Group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. You can count on the Brewers to host an event your crew won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
The ads stay alive. The Brewers in Detroit and the AmFam Championship tees off in Madison. Loaded Sports coming at 7:15.
A legendary guitar innovator's birthday is this weekend.
Somewhere there's music, I'll paint the tune.
Les Paul would have turned 109 years old this Sunday. Les Paul Foundation Education Coordinator Dr. Julie Palkowski tells What's on Tap he should be remembered for more than the guitar.
He had passions in music as well as technology. So what he hopefully is also known for is for the amazing technical musical production aspects.
Many things you hear today owe it to Les Paul's inventions.
Dials and knobs that can allow you to have reverb or echo, sound on sound, multi-track.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
National Donut Day today. Who better to lead that celebration than a country rap star? CBS' Deborah Rodriguez.
Jelly Roll is revealing a family secret.
Y'all know growing up, donuts were truly my kryptonite. My mama used to tell me all the time that I was so sweet I could open up my own Dunkin'.
In a video the Janes dropped to Instagram and TikTok, he says he has lots of ways to eat the sweet treats.
I call this the bunny duck. Bunny hop, bunny hop. Bunny dunk.
and he's happy to spread the joy.
Sometimes I even like to share a bite with my dog. Ain't that right, Bussy?
Look for special merch and deals at your favorite donut place today. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Apparently, Quick Trip and Krispy Kreme offering said deals today.
And Jelly Roll is going to be in Milwaukee for the Harley homecoming.
Harley, right?
Yep.
He's one of the
He's
performers.
among the entertainers.
How about that joke? How so sweet they what? I could open my own Dunkin'. 7:09, Wisconsin's Morning News. Sports is coming up at 7:15, and that will be sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Hey, Wisconsin, Greg Matzik for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the summer road trip sale is on. Perfect timing to gear up for the adventures ahead. Get more for your trade and say yes to enticing offers on favorites from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, or perhaps a GM-certified pre-owned model. Connect with Holiday to explore what's new, treat yourself to a test drive, and experience their genuine guest care and transparent, simplified buying approach. It's the stuff that delights drivers from all over the Badger State who have put their trust in Holiday and what's made them Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer per 2023 Buick and GMC zone sales records. As a repeat customer and a longtime fan myself, I can say with confidence you'll be in great hands with Team Holiday on your side. Find yours and discover the difference during the summer road trip sale at Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and online at holidaygm.com. Since 1959, it's worth the trip.
Check out new low prices on your favorite items at Sendix, like 24-ounce Prego pasta sauce for just $2.99. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. What's happening on the morning drive, Deb?
Well, we've got just an accident right now. Westbound 94, just past Moreland Road. It is off on the right shoulder. Basically, it's actually just past Calhoun, to be more exact. It's off on the right shoulder, though, so folks are able to get past it without too much of an issue, just a little bit of a distraction. Westbound on 894, slowing down from about 30th Street all the way to about 68th. We got westbound 94 right through the stadium interchange. A little bit of a blip there. Other than that, everything else is looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. High temperatures in the mid-70s this afternoon with some gusty winds once again out of the northwest. High temperatures will be near 70 for Saturday, but unfortunately bring back some rain chances. Scattered showers will be possible. Sunday looks good, though, to close out the weekend. Mostly sunny skies. High temperatures in the mid-70s. A bit cooler on Monday. High temperatures in the upper 60s with mostly sunny skies. Then the chance for some rain showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday with high temperatures in the lower 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 63 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik, Bilstad, and Vince Vitrano.
Vince, oftentimes we will report on F0 and F1 tornadoes that are touching down.
Most frequent variety here in Wisconsin.
Right. And you and I oftentimes will say, well, either way, it's a tornado. Should we confirm whether it is one? Well, there's damage.
Yeah.
Tell that to the person who just lost a house. There is a difference, though, when there's an F0 or an F1 compared to an F5. And tomorrow marks 40 years since an F5 hit Wisconsin. It hit Barneveld, which is west of Madison in Iowa County, killing 9 people, injuring more than 200 others, and destroying 90% of the town. I mean, it just leveled Barneveld. And here's the worst part. It came through in the middle of the night.
It just all happened so fast. A big crack of lightning come, the electricity all went off, and next thing you know, the walls and everything were falling.
40 years since that happened. The devastation, there's still video of it you can find and pictures of what it looked like. Governor Tony Earl.
Post office, fire station, all the utilities, everything is gone here.
Just absolute destruction.
You mentioned pictures. Anybody who was around then and I was, 10 years old at the time, will never forget. And I don't know if it was the Milwaukee Sentinel or the Journal at the time. I mean, both obviously covered the story.
Right.
The pictures in the newspaper, front page of Barneveld, gone, as you described, just the water tower left. Anybody who's around remembers those pictures.
Just leveled. Memorial Park in Barneveld is going to get a makeover. So they created this memorial to honor the 9 who were killed. And this weekend, Village President Mike Peterson tells WMTV they are going to have a ribbon cutting because they're going to redo this park.
As the village has grown, a lot of new people have come to town and might not know why the park is here and know completely the history. And that's the one thing we want to do is preserve that.
There's another reminder of what Mother Nature is capable of. And F5 like that, you're talking 300-mile-per-hour winds. 300. And it just devastated this town.
And we don't get a lot of those F5s, as you indicated. Mostly 1s, 0s, maybe a 2 or 3. Yeah. But I think,
which are bad enough.
Right. I think Oakfield was a 5, at least for a point. That spot in Fond du Lac County in, the late 90s?
That was early. Yep, you're right.
But not a lot of those big storms like that in Wisconsin. 7:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000-square-foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I got a great deal for you that I'll tell you about in a moment. Gina Della in my house yesterday, sitting at the kitchen table.
How'd that go?
And her son Alex. Now, Alex does the measuring and the stuff. Gina chats it up pretty good.
Sure, yeah.
But she had some good thoughts. We talk all the time about the different product lines and what. So there are a couple of windows that are problematic in our home that we're thinking of replacing. And you have a different option. They can either do an inset, which allows you to save the frame and all that stuff around it, or they can do the whole thing. I think that's what we're going to do, because then we don't have to worry about painting the woodwork or anything that goes around it. It all comes set and ready to go. That, and we're going to get a new front door, I think.
Very nice.
Yes, something nice. Well, do you want it? Well, how do you want the glass to be? Do you want decorative glass? Do you want this kind of glass?
Upgrade the look of the house right there.
So if you want to get in on a project like that, here's the deal for you. 0% interest on your financing for up to 48 months. Now, certain restrictions do apply, and that deal is only good till the end of this month. So you have to book the work in your home by June 30th. 0% interest for up to 48 months on your financing if you order by June 30th at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com today.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlawns.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're due for service.
Rich Lawns.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
The Brewers wake up in Detroit this morning looking to right the ship against the Tigers, just after getting swept by the Philadelphia Phillies earlier in this road trip. Every game was close, though. The Brewers held their own. They just couldn't score many runs. As for the pitching matchup tonight, well, it's TBD. That's the MO lately for the Brewers. These to be determined as far as who the starter is going to go. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is because everyone's all dinged up.
Right.
Aaron Ashby.
You don't know who's going to wake up hurt today.
So Aaron Ashby, back from shoulder surgery, was the most recent pitcher to give a strong outing. He came out and pitched very well in the loss on Wednesday. We asked GM Matt Arnold about him on Thursday for Brewers 360. Aaron Ashby going to stick around for a bit?
Yeah, look, we're still talking about it.
It didn't seem like a ringing endorsement there. Yeah, still talking about it.
No, I took that as like we're still talking about how great his start was the other day.
Oh, that's how you heard that?
Yeah, that's how I heard that.
Well, he did continue to say.
I mean, look, he did a fantastic job. I mean, as you guys know, right now we have a situation where we kind of need all hands on deck.
Yeah.
But Ash has been fantastic. I mean, just the way he threw the ball. I couldn't be more proud of this guy.
All right,
Yeah,
yes.
see,
So
I was right
think
about
he's
that.
sticking around there. I don't think they have a choice, but yes, I think they're happy with how he did. Yeah, Brewers and Tigers tonight, 5:40 first pitch right here on WTMJ at the EWM Panther Arena. Yes, the goal horn was played a lot last night. The Ads stave off elimination. They beat Coachella 7-2. They're now
7
down in the series, though. 3-1. You got to save some of those.
Yeah, no kidding.
Got to save some of those.
They can do it, man. They can do this.
Right, yeah.
They got to win out, but they can do it.
All right, I believe in you, Debbie. They got to win out. Next game is tomorrow night.
In golf, Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosting the American Family Insurance Championship in Madison. First groups will tee off at 9 o'clock this morning. And next year, this tournament's going to move from University Ridge, its longtime home, to Stricker's home course, formerly Cherokee Country Club, now TPC Wisconsin, in Madison. Stricker leading a redesign of the course. It opened once again about a year and a half ago. And I talked with Strick recently at the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame event here in Milwaukee. I played that course last fall. Do you remember what I said about the course?
That it was difficult.
It was
right?
really
it was tricky.
I'm not the world's greatest golfer, but that was a hard golf course.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Strick, and I couldn't help myself. Hey, I played your golf course, TPC Wisconsin, in the fall.
How'd you do?
Too damn hard, man.
We went to work in the fall and this spring to soften it up a little bit.
Did you really?
Oh,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because it's there were some challenging holes out there, but overall the feedback's been pretty good and it's unique, and it's been a lot of fun.
It's actually an immaculate property. It just was really hard.
So that was your doing, huh?
Yeah.
Glad you helped.
Yeah, good. See, I'm helping him. They did not design that course for the likes of you and me. Although, strict, say, usually it's a course open for play. We want it to to be playable.
Sure, of
and
course.
So they're going to make some more changes as it continues to grow in.
Move up the tee box by about 300 yards.
That would be helpful. Stricker goes out today at 10:50, and shortly after, the past two-time AmFam champion, Wisconsin's own Jerry Kelly, his tee time, 10:39 this morning.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on The Analysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and curbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find The Analysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching The Analysis Show.
Erik Bilstad here for WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News. If you are looking for some housework, perhaps some siding or a new roof, there is one place you should consider because I know how intimidating and overwhelming the project can be. Tri-County Contracting. Tri-County Contracting, locally owned and operated, which doesn't happen all the time anymore. Been in the area for more than 40 years, installing new roofs to homeowners like you since the late 70s. TriCountyContractingWI.com. Get on that website, check out some of the homes that they've already done some work on, or go to their showroom in New Berlin. Tri-County Contracting, worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
7:21. Let's check in with Debbie here.
All right, westbound on 94, just past Moreland Road, we have an accident off on the right shoulder. Just watch for minor delays past that. We got 3 other lanes to play with here, so we're doing okay. We got westbound on 894 backing up from just west of 27th Street all the way to 68th. 43 still looking pretty good. Both directions, everything's looking okay out of the Marquette interchange. Hey, if you see something we should know about, though, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Find out with Hall Mazda all summer. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny skies today in your Storm Team forecast with a high of 75 degrees. Tonight's low down to 57. Now, Saturday's a bit iffy. Mostly cloudy with showers in the morning. Should end by mid-afternoon in a high of 70. Sunday looks perfect. Mostly sunny skies, high 75. Right now, 63 in Milwaukee. Conflicting information this morning about the future of electric vehicles on American roads. And what's interesting about the conflict is it's coming essentially from the same source.
Okay. Go on.
You know, anytime we talk electric vehicles on the show, we get so many responses.
Yes.
A lot of perspective shared on our WTMJ talk and text line. A lot of folks who are devotees, they think this is the future. Some folks say, I'm not going that way, and they don't believe in it. Well, we reported on our show last month, electric vehicle sales across the board, across all automakers, are slowing. The market for EVs is cooling off. And I wanted you to hear from one of the key decision makers. Mary Barra is the CEO of General Motors. So that's Chevy, Buick, Cadillac, GMC, right? Those are the big brands under the umbrella. NBC's Tom Costello is driving around with Mary Barra in a new all-electric Chevy Equinox.
You don't want us necessarily to be thinking of this as an EV, but rather as what? Just a good mid-sized SUV?
It's got a lot of pep, and it happens to be an EV that's got over 300 miles of range.
300?
Yes. And so that really, when you get over 300 miles, really, people stop worrying about range. The range anxiety goes away.
Yeah, range anxiety, that's one of those terms that EV makers don't like to hear.
Right. Essentially running out of gas. How far can you drive before your battery dies?
Yeah. How far can I get on that charge? Where am I going to charge it is part of this sort of range anxiety.
How long is that going to take?
Yeah. Wisconsin is investing. We reported tens of millions of dollars. Now, it's federal money, but they're going to use that to build out our EV charging capacity over the coming years. So that's happening. But people are worried about that, a barrier for many of them to getting into EVs. So GM CEO says, if you can get past that 300 miles, you're good on that front. I'm not sure I agree that's the mark for me. Is it 300? Is it 400?
I don't know. How many times you drive in the South Shore?
Right.
You know,
exactly.
Where are you going?
So I think, too, it's more like, where can I charge it? All right, if it gets me 300 miles, how do I know in that 300 miles or 250 or whatever that there's a place for me to charge, and how long does it take? Nonetheless, other thing is cost. NBC's report says the average EV sells for about $50,000. GM thinks that number needs to be closer to $30,000 to $35,000, and that's their target. Not obviously like for a Cadillac, but for like a Chevy brand, for example.
This is a big purchase for consumers when they're buying a new vehicle. And so this is the largest segment in the globe, is in that price range.
So, okay, she's onto something there. Still the charging stations. And do I need to install a special outlet in my garage and things like that?
And the length of time.
Yes. How long will it take? If you're on a long roadie, even if you find a charging station, do I have a spot there, and then how long to get back to a full charge? What about the politics? Democratic state of California still saying it plans to ban the sale of gasoline-powered vehicles by 2035. President Biden touting all electric as well. Republicans generally pushing back, saying they'd rather see the market decide. You want an EV? Go ahead and buy one. If you don't, don't. GM's Barra says the election will not change their direction.
We worked with the Trump administration. We've worked with the Biden administration. But the plan and the strategy that we're executing is one that we think is right for the long term.
Bottom line, GM is still putting the gas pedal down or the accelerator down on EVs.
Absolutely. We're going to give customers choice.
What did you hear there? We're going to
give customers the choice.
So that sounds like, okay, we're not going to quit doing gasoline-powered internal combustion engine cars and trucks. We're going to keep doing the electric thing, yes, but we're going to keep offering this choice, right? So here's where the conflicting information comes in. Listen to how Costello at NBC wraps up his report.
6 years ago, Barra said GM would stop selling gas-powered engines by the mid-2030s. She now says the EV transition will take time, but listen, General Motors reached out to us to say the company is still, in fact, committed to going all electric by 2035, 11 years from now.
So which is it? Are you giving customers a choice, or are you going to quit making gas-powered cars and trucks in a few years?
Well, maybe they're just going to let the market decide.
I think what you're seeing here is she's hedging her bets. And I think GM and any of those other folks would be wise to do so. I'm kind of agnostic on it. I'm curious about it. I think it's a great technology and would like to do it, but I'm not quite there yet for the issues that we listed. But 2035 is not the future. It's like tomorrow. You know, we're inside a decade here, and you can feel the concern from companies. The answer to their shareholders, they got to sell cars, right?
Right.
And so are they sure? Is the future of vehicle travel EVs, or is the consumer not ultimately going to buy in? Got to wait before going all in. 7:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up nearly 80 points to 38,886. NASDAQ closed at 17,173. That was off about 15. And the S&P 500 just down a point to 53.53. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
The Ballrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Ballrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, to the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
When you have a stuffy nose, life can be a bit unpleasant. Some live every day with a stuffy nose, and that can make life downright miserable. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we are committed to eliminating your nasal breathing problems with simple in-office procedures like balloon sinuplasty, which requires no surgical cuts, little to no downtime, and can have you breathing better in less than 30 minutes. At Advent, we understand your inability to breathe freely limits your quality of life. And that's why we continue to pioneer the most advanced in-office procedures that have made our practice a global destination for those seeking to live their highest quality of life. Visit AdventKnows.com to see if you're a candidate for the balloon sinuplasty procedure. Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
7:30, I'm Vince Vitrano. Let's get you right to Debbie Lazica for an update on the traffic.
All right, we've got another broken down vehicle on the ramp from the Rock Freeway northbound to northbound 894 in the hail, so watch out for that. Otherwise, delays westbound 94 from about 27th Street through the Stadium Interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Paris, apologizing for the delay in funding recently and announcing more money will be going to the fight against Russia.
I've announced 6 packages of significant funding. Today I'm also signing an additional package for $225 million to help you reconstruct the electric grid.
The leaders there marking 80 years since D-Day this week. Benjamin Netanyahu to address a joint session of Congress on July 24th, House Speaker Mike Johnson announced last night. The Hamas-run health ministry says at least 40 people were killed in that IDF airstrike on a UN school-turned-shelter in central Gaza this week. Israel insists it was a Hamas compound. The Labor Department out with May jobs numbers. It's a very strong report. They thought that employers would add 190,000 jobs in May. Instead, the number more like 272,000. Dow futures have dropped on that news, down 143. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center this morning, a special education aid payment of nearly $17 million to MPS is suspended due to the overdue financial reports to the Department of Public Instruction.
DPI officials say the district will be able to recover the funds after submitting its late reports, but the DPI could also withhold a general aid payment on June 17th if the district does not have an approved corrective action plan in place. School Board Vice President Jilly Gokul Gandhi tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that DPI has provided comments on a draft plan submitted Wednesday, and MPS is working on revisions. The school board released a statement today saying, quote, MPS is optimistic that the corrective action plan will allow the district's general aid payment to be received on time, end quote. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The future of MPS could look a whole lot different in the coming years, at least if a former governor's proposal gains any traction.
It should not continue the way it is.
Tommy Thompson says drastic action needs to be taken to save the district, or at least make it financially and educationally viable moving forward.
Men and women who are coming out of there that need the hope instead of a failing school district. And that's why it needs to be split up or it needs to be taken over.
Thompson's breakup proposal was first floated as a possible solution to help MPS's ills back in the 90s and early 2000s, failing to gain traction either time. Mike Spalding, WTMJ News.
Let's move to Wauwatosa, where the school board there in the district is considering closing both of its middle schools and moving students around the district. District administrators, they're recommending relocating 6th grade operations to the elementary schools. That would make it K through 6 in the elementaries. And then they would explore developing an athletic complex at Whitman and the potential liquidation of the current Longfellow Middle School site. These proposed changes would start in January of 2025. Those middle school students would be sent to Wauwatosa East and West, respectively. It changes again for 2025. The superintendent plans to present recommendations to the school board on Monday.
10-year-old girl said to be critically missing in Milwaukee. Her name, Nia Woods. She was last seen Thursday night near 51st and Center. Woods is black, 4'10". We have a picture and more details on our website at WTMJ.com.
Hanging on to hope in Waukesha County 4 months after his 16-year-old son Isaiah went missing near Vernon. Vance Kramer telling WTMJ they are still getting tips on his whereabouts. He says it's these tips that help him remain hopeful.
Just to know that there's continuing efforts to find him. My hope has always been there. I don't know that it's rekindled per se, but it's something. I'd rather have people looking and knowing that they're looking than not.
There's another search for Isaiah on Saturday. He was last seen February 4th. He wandered away from the facility where he was housed in rural Waukesha County.
Coming up, will this be the film that saves the box office?
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Heard at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Some people are attracted to a person's eyes,
hair color,
smile,
or kneecaps.
But I've always been an arm girl.
Well then, Penny Mustard has a sofa for you. Ah, yes, the Just Your Style 8000. This sofa's arms are as beautiful as they come.
I'm crushing on the arm piercings.
So you really like arms, huh?
Especially forearms.
Really? Most people I know only have two. The Just Your Style sofa, starting at $23.69 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who work hard and get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love. Like men's Ariat t-shirts, buy two, get one free. A Continental Professional Series pizza oven, just $39.99. $30 off a 9-gallon Craftsman wet or dry vac, only $69.99. Plus, a Blaine's Farm and Fleet gift card makes the perfect Father's Day gift.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Relax with a cold beverage and a great Friday fish fry in an up-north supper club atmosphere. Right here at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of my favorite spots. The fish fry is all you care to eat and one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. So enjoy your favorite steak, seafood, the pan-fried walleye, even steak and lobster. Your second dinner is free as you dine in one of the 8 beautiful dining rooms. Relax with your favorite beverage on the patio in the woods. It is spectacular. Great place for a beer, a glass of wine. Saturday night, buy one prime rib dinner, get one free. The magnificent Sunday brunch is all you care to eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 always eat for free. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. Wherever you live, it's worth a beautiful drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest for your free dinner this weekend, a Wisconsin summer must-see. Tables are open at my favorite place, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
We've got Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, joining us for Brewers 360 at 7:45.
All right, could this be the film this weekend that breaks the box office? Or
what's big coming out?
Bad Boys 3. Could it save the summer?
A lot of pressure on the 4th Bad Boys movie.
I need Nasty Mike. Bad Boy.
Bad Boys, Ride or Die, reunites Will Smith and Martin Lawrence as they fight crime and crack jokes on the streets of Miami. The film opens this weekend, and box office experts are wondering if it'll help save a summer that's off to a slow start or continue the slump. Bad Boys Ride or Die expected to open to around $40 million in North America, but that's well below the last film, Bad Boys for Life, which opened to $62 million in 2020. The film has no other competition opening wide this weekend. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
I'm sorry, I said Bad Boys 3.
You didn't even know how many it was.
I regret the error.
Right.
It's
What was
Bad
the
Boys
what
4.
was the front end of that story? They crack jokes and fight crime on the
A
streets.
lot of pressure on the 4th Bad Boys movie.
Say it.
I need Nasty Mike. Bad Boy.
Bad Boys, Ride or Die reunites Will Smith and Martin Lawrence as they fight crime and crack jokes on the streets of Miami.
That's a great plot.
But all it takes is
They fight crime and crack jokes.
It could actually...
what it is.
I mean, the first one was really good. I enjoyed the first Bad Boys. I mean, it's possible. It wouldn't be unheard of for a movie to just... because they catch fire sometimes. It's lightning in a bottle. Other news taking place today. Don't forget the final spin. Wheel of Fortune's Pat Sajak calls it a career after tonight's episode.
I haven't seen him making the rounds on the networks or anything like that. Pat?
Is it different? That's a good question. No, I thought he did something with his daughter last week or earlier this week. I thought I saw he and his daughter
Shouldn't he
making
be
the
on
rounds.
Good Morning America today and Today's Show and all that stuff?
I think that already happened. I think you blinked.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ. Give the wheel one final spin.
Many of us would like to leave a lasting legacy on our world, our community, and our family. Charitable giving is one truly impactful path to achieving those goals. If you seek strategies to build both your legacy and maximize the positive impact on your personal financial situation, join Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management along with John McCure of Wisconsin's Afternoon News on Thursday, June 13th at 10 a.m. for 8 tips for smarter charitable giving. It's a 1-hour interactive webinar workshop that'll review options you might consider, like qualified charitable distributions, donor advised funds, and charitable trusts. We'll cover which strategies might work best for you in your personal situation. Register today at annexwealth.com/events. 8 tips for smarter charitable giving with Dave Spano and John McCure. Thursday, June 13th, 10 a.m. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary with no products to sell. We offer financial planning at every level. Annex Ignite, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, and Annex Private Client. Start at annexwealth.com.
See, this is why you have to watch the live stream. WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. So what Greg Pancake Hill does during some of the commercials is he throws up pictures. And right now on our live stream is a picture of you, Vince, spinning the wheel for Wheel of Fortune.
They were in Chicago years ago, back when it was on TMJ4, and they sent me down there to say hello to Pat and Vanna.
It's an homage to Pat today.
I'm disappointed with my wheel spin noise, too, because the Wheel of Fortune wheel is more of it's a deeper, it's like a thrrrr. See, I went with a but it was a thrrrr.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for J.D. Griffiths. They've been at it for more than 70 years as Milwaukee's detached garage builders and provider of premier garage doors. It's amazing how much brand new garage doors can enhance the look at your house or of your house. And for us, our garage doors are a little bit more than a year old, but still just really have popped and just really helped the look of the house. We could not be happier with what J.D. Griffiths has done for us. If you'd like to jump on board and enjoy an exclusive offer, now's the time. WTMJ listeners just need to call 414-362-7222 and mention me, Erik Bilstad, and you get yourself a chance to save $100. If you purchase a garage door, you save $100 on your garage door opener. Or go to the website jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ to schedule your free estimate from J.D. Griffiths.
What are the most common causes of power failure? Severe weather, natural disasters, equipment failure, and flying deer. Okay, maybe that's not so common. But I once heard of an eagle that was carrying a deer home for dinner when it dropped the flightless fawn into a set of power lines and knocked out an entire city grid. It just goes to show, your power can go out at any time and for any reason. So before a descending doe destroys your day, let Mr. Holland's Home Services install a brand new, fully automatic backup home generator. We can safely hardwire your generator directly into your home's electrical system so it can keep things running in case Bambi bombs your backyard. Or if you already own a generator, talk to us about service and maintenance. Keep your venison chilled with a whole house backup generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you want staying power, we can help.
Checking in with Debbie here at 742.
All right. Well, we've got westbound on 94 west of Calhoun, an accident there. So watch out for that. It's off on the right shoulder. Now we're starting to see a few delays with that coming from about Elm Grove Road to that point. So just be careful. We've got on 894 westbound your usual backups from about 27th Street to 68th. Southbound on 43, tightening up right past Capitol Drive with the northbound side slow from Locust up to Keith. And westbound 94 from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. It's going to be another pocket of heavy traffic there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny today and breezy with a high of 75 degrees. Low down to 57 tonight. Chance for morning showers on Saturday. Saturday's high 70. And then mostly sunny skies on Sunday. High of 75. 63 in Milwaukee. Talk about it in greater detail after 8 o'clock this morning, but I do want to set the stage for our conversation with Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger. He's coming up next.
Okay.
So I was at the ballpark the other day. I'm chatting with Rick. General Manager Matt Arnold is there, and Brewers owner Mark Attanasio. And I asked Mark, since we got the stadium deal done at AmFam, could Milwaukee be in the running for another All-Star game? Attanasio said it is on their list of priorities that they discuss from time to time with the commissioner's office. And then this.
Finish the tie. Finish the tie, and then have another game right after.
Bring all those guys back like an old-timers game. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Gosh, Barry Zito pitch at the age of 50. That would be fun.
Joe Torre be the manager.
Bob Brennan.
So you heard Matt Arnold chiming in there. That would be awesome. Remember, our 2002 All-Star game in Milwaukee finished in a 7-7 tie in the 11th inning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's something there. We'll ask Rick about it next on Brewers 360.
Outdoor living is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. Well, there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Get started right away. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited now. Get your yard project onto Outdoor Living Unlimited's calendar while there's still openings. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Get ready to go all in for cash battles at Potawatomi. This June, go head-to-head with your fellow club members for a chance at your share of $200,000 in cash. Play with your club card for entries. Hourly drawings on June 6th and 20th from 4 to 8 p.m. Each drawing, 2 winners split $20,000. Cash battles at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. It's the biggest cash bash of the summer. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Admirals try to take the series back to Palm Desert this weekend. They staved off elimination, crushing Coachella Valley 7-2 Thursday night. It was a good old-fashioned boat race, but the Ads are still down 3-2 in their Western Conference Finals playoff series. Puck drops at UWM Panther Arena, 6 p.m. Saturday night. And the Brewers in Detroit tonight for a 5:40 first pitch against the Tigers. 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Rick Schlesinger, Brewers President of Business Operations, on the line with us this morning. Rick, lot going at the ballpark when the crew returns after the weekend series with Detroit, but I do want to follow up with you on our conversation last week with Brewers owner Mark Attanasio. Were you serious when you suggested if Milwaukee were ever again to host an All-Star game that maybe there's something we could do in regards to the tie?
I certainly would love to convince the powers that be that we should finish that game and then have the regular All-Star game right after that. So absolutely. I mean, I was there in 2002, and I know the fans were disappointed, and, I think it would be fun. So we could love to bring back, as many of those players from that game and have a lot of fun with it.
Did you get the sense that I did, that Attanasio, when you sort of quipped that and Matt Arnold chimes in like that would be awesome and the names start flying around, that Mark was like, hey, like there's something there.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I think he certainly, he wasn't here, obviously he wasn't the owner, but he certainly knows the story. And just the thought of getting the All-Star game back here would be great. It's such a great event, international attention. A lot of fun. I think our fans would love it. And again, let's take care of some unfinished business and get that tie straightened out.
Hey, Rick, so the Brewers, by the way, in first place in Detroit this weekend, but when they come back, to AmFam Field. Lots of different giveaways and different opportunities for fans to take advantage of. One of them is a week from Sunday, and I love this idea, the idea of a first responder discount, military and first responders. So those who are doing the dirty work, those who are saving the lives, get a chance to get into the ballpark at a little bit cheaper price.
Yeah, we also, either cheaper or free, we've got 2 terrace level tickets for those folks, or they can purchase half-price tickets in other sections. And yeah, I mean, we've got some amazing people around the state who do great things for all of our communities, and they work hard, and it'd be nice to have them come to the ballpark and enjoy themselves a little bit. So it's a good opportunity at a discounted price or even free to come into the ballpark.
Friday's game, Rick, we're going to celebrate former Brewer and current broadcaster Bill Schroeder's 30th anniversary in the booth. What do you have planned for Rock?
Yeah, well, it's just amazing to think that he's, done this for 30 years, and you guys are in the business. It's not easy to do this for 3 years, let alone 30, and he has been such a mainstay of our broadcasts. And we're going to have all of his past play-by-play partners come back. We're going to have him throw a first pitch. I guarantee you that broadcast will be sprinkled with some great anecdotes of Rock, not only his playing career, but his 30 years. And it'll be good to see Jim Paschke, Matt Vasgersian, Darren Sutton, Matt LePay.
Vasgersian, yes.
Absolutely. Who's always good for a few interesting observations about everything. So, it's fun, and again, could not be more proud of Rock and his accomplishments and what he means to the broadcast and to the Brewers.
I'll mention one more thing, too, because we got so many kids are going to be out of school next week. The $9 student special is in effect next week as well.
Yeah, so again, we're trying to make sure that kids and students can come, and college and high school students can get in on Thursday, or actually Monday through Friday home games. We also have a First Friday coming up this Friday, where that's half-price tickets for everybody. So, yeah, great opportunities to come to the game without spending a lot of money. That's the goal, is get people here and have fun.
My daughter's birthday next week, Wednesday. We're going to do the afternooner, so I'll see you out at the yard. I'll see what other great ideas I come up with.
Perfect.
The Rock could play on Friday. That'll be your next idea.
Brewers return home next week. Got the Tigers in Detroit for a 5:40 first pitch. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick! ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Stay and play in Lake Geneva, the Midwest's premier golf destination. With 10 challenging courses for all abilities and skill levels, breathtaking views, crystal clear lakes, and rolling fairways. Enjoy an all-inclusive golf getaway with luxurious lodging, distinctive dining, and a relaxing spa. Plan a group golf outing, a corporate event, or a weekend getaway with friends or family. For course information and more, go to visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for legendary golf.
Feeling bullied by your bank?
It's not a hidden fee, it's a surprise fee. Surprise!
Like they're just making things harder.
That's not my department. I got a transfer.
Or like they don't even know you?
That sounds like a you problem.
At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, we've got local experts ready to lend a hand.
Wintrust.
Start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/bully-free. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out new low prices on your favorite items at Sendix, like 24-ounce Prego pasta sauce for just $2.99. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie.
All right, backups on westbound 94 from about 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Then you're back on the brakes from Highway 100 all the way past Calhoun, where there is an accident off on the right shoulder. They should be getting that cleared pretty soon, but those delays are kind of, folks are distracted, let's say. On northbound 43, north of North Avenue, all the way up to Keefe, we've got some backups there. Southbound straight through the Capitol Drive area, a little bit backed up. And then on 894 westbound from 27th Street to 68th Street, through that construction zone, we've got some delays there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast, sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Sunny and breezy today, a high of 75. Tonight, partly cloudy, 57's the low. For Saturday, it's cloudy with showers. They should end by mid-afternoon, a high of 70. Sunday, sunny and a high of 75. Right now, 63 at 7:53.
Idea Man.
Who wants to spell spondy?
I'm going to try it.
Innovator.
Spondee with one of those little deals on the top of it. Spondy.
Right. And Packers Hall of Famer.
Let's see if that's accurate.
Spondy. Spondee. Spondy. That is correct.
Very good.
Let's go.
Yes, you and Ada.
Let's go.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services. Tausch on the line with us this morning as he makes his way to the American Family Insurance Championship at beautiful University Ridge in Madison. Morning, Tausch.
Good morning, fellas. How are we today?
First guy's out at 9 o'clock this morning, right? You're doing your show from there?
Yeah, we're heading out. I'm out with our great producer, Jesse Nelson. We're doing a little road trip, kind of like what you and Erik did when you went to watch that three-quarter solar eclipse. But, yeah, we're heading out there. It's always I think it's one of the cool weekends, you get to see a ton of really good golf yet, and obviously Steve Stricker, Jerry Kelly, Wisconsin golf, and to have something in our backyard is really cool, and we're always excited to get out here to cover it and to promote it as much as we can.
When you think about it too, Tausch, I mean, we went 2 decades here with a golf major on the calendar at some point, right? And we have the Women's Open coming in 2025 to Erin Hills, and after that, that's it for the majors. So this tournament that Strick started, and he's going to move it over to what was Cherokee Country Club, now TPC Wisconsin next year. This is like a mainstay for golf and a lot of fans here in the state.
Yeah, it's just I think everybody thinks Wisconsin frozen tundra, and I think obviously with what Whistling Straits and Kohler has done and Erin Hills and now Sand Valley, we're pretty blessed, obviously, to be able to have as many great courses, and then the Ryder Cup here a couple of years ago. So I think that's all great. I think when you get a chance, and I mean to be able to meet Jack Nicklaus a few years ago, and all of Andy North's friends, he's a big part of this tournament too. It really is a celebration of golf in the state of Wisconsin, and I think that's really cool.
Tausch, Vince recently talked to Stricker and did the most Wisconsin thing ever.
Don't make me play it.
Because he was upset. I
wasn't upset.
What was the course? You're talking about the TPC one, right?
Yeah, Strick was instrumental in the redesign of Cherokee, now TPC Wisconsin. He built, it's a new course.
So what does Vitrano say to him? Well, here, play it.
Hey, I played your golf course, TPC Wisconsin, in the fall. How'd you do? Too damn hard, man.
He complains to the guy.
If you played that, it's too hard.
Was this like at a press conference, or is this just you and Steve and you recorded a conversation? Because I don't have any problem if it's just you and Steve, but if that's a press conference, I don't know, Vinny. You're much more of a journalist than I'll ever be. I wouldn't go down that road.
It was not like a clandestine recording. Strick was inducted into the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame, and I was at the ceremony earlier, so I got a one-on-one with him. So it's just he and I. Okay. So I wasn't at the back of the room. Hey, golf course is too hard.
Yeah. Vince Vitrano, WTMJ. I just want to let you know that course is too damn hard.
Too damn hard.
I'll say this: I was out playing with the tournament director Nate Pokras at TPC last fall, and we ran into Strick, and Strick asked that same question. He said, "How was it?" And both of us were like, "It's way too. It's a tough course. There's water, and for us 15 handicaps plus, it's a tough course." And Steve deadpan looked at us and was like, "Well, I made 9 birdies."
Well, yeah, you did, pro.
No blank, you did. You designed the course, and you're a professional golfer. So, yeah, it's probably a little easier for you than for us. But I know everybody is excited, and I think, University Ridge has been a great host, and I think the pros have really enjoyed it. They shoot 13, 14 under usually is what wins. I'll bet right now that next year that is not going to be the number that whoever ends up winning, unless it's Steve, because, as he told me, he made 9 birdies.
Right. Yeah, so I guess that's 27 under for the 3-day tourney. Have a good one out there, Tausch.
Something like that. All right, see you, fellas.
But it went straight down the middle.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The CEO of Milwaukee County's Workforce Development Board has resigned for personal reasons. Employ Milwaukee appointed an interim CEO and said it could take up to a year to find a permanent replacement. A dental clinic will open in Deer District in October in a building owned by the Milwaukee Bucks real estate arm. Signature Dentistry plans to open a clinic in ground floor space of the parking structure at North 6th Street and West McKinley Avenue. The Republican National Committee has unveiled plans for the main stage at Fiserv Forum planned for the upcoming national convention in Milwaukee. The RNC took control of the arena this week as it begins preparing for the July event. I'm Teddy Nykel with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Fleet Farm is the place for the best Father's Day deals around. This week, save $60 on a Milwaukee M18 cordless 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. Get a 28-inch Blackstone griddle with cover and accessories on sale for $249.99. And bring the kids June 15th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to decorate a free grilling apron just for Dad. Treat your special guy to everyday favorites and more this Father's Day at Fleet Farm.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
St. Vincent de Paul at 76th and Bradley Road is having our grand opening celebration this Father's Day weekend, June 13th through the 15th. Doors open at 9 a.m. and everything's on sale, 20% off. There'll be some great food trucks, cool giveaways, and it's a great chance for thrifters to see a whole new store's worth of inventory and bargains. 76th and Bradley in Milwaukee. Don't miss our grand opening sale, June 13th through the 15th.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Like a tiger. McGill kicks, delivers, swing and a miss. He struck him out.
It's the Brewers and Tigers in Detroit, with our coverage beginning tonight at 5:05 on your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Friday, June 7th. Our top story, special education funding suspended.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. A police chase ends thanks to a canine officer.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, slowing on westbound 94 from 27th Street out past Mitchell Boulevard, then back on the brakes, coming out of the zoo interchange, stretching all the way into Waukesha County. As a matter of fact, stays heavy all the way almost to Brookfield Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Storm team forecast, mostly sunny skies today. Bit on the breezy side with a high of 75. Tonight's low, 57, and right now at 66 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, consequences for not submitting those documents on time. The state is suspending now nearly $17 million in aid to the Milwaukee Public School District over missing financial reports that were due back in September. Those dollars were for special education services. District officials say the lapse in funding should not affect staffing, hiring, or other operations. DPI officials have said the district will be able to recoup the funds after submitting those late reports.
Community leaders say there needs to be changes in how MPS is run.
Dale Koinga is the president of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce. He says the MPS financial situation is so bad that we aren't even talking about what's most important.
The number one thing here is the kids. And there's not a school district in the nation that is performing as poorly as Milwaukee Public Schools when it comes to reading and math proficiency and four-year graduation rates.
Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow tells me we need to think big.
maybe it's time to start looking at smaller systems or smaller organizations, smaller school districts.
John Mercure, WTMJ News.
In Wauwatosa, they're considering consolidating middle schools. In fact, moving middle school students into the high schools. District administrators in Tosa want to relocate sixth grade operations to the elementary school facilities, making those K through 6, and then the middle schoolers would leave Longfellow and Whitman properties and go to Wauwatosa East and West, respectively. Proposed changes would start in January of 2025.
Milwaukee police are asking the public for help in finding a critically missing 10-year-old girl. Naya Woods is her name. She was last seen near 51st and Center a Thursday night around 10:30. Woods, 10 years old, black female. We do have a picture of her on our website and more details at WTMJ.com.
A multi-county police chase ended with 5 arrests near the Port of Milwaukee.
St. Francis and Cudahy police began pursuing a stolen vehicle Thursday evening around 6:20. The vehicle entered the freeway at Penn Avenue, then exited at Car Ferry Drive and crashed. 6 people fled the vehicle on foot at the Lake Express Ferry parking lot. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office Canine Squad car detained 4 subjects immediately and later arrested a 5th subject. The Milwaukee Fire Department treated 1 fleeing suspect who was bitten by the canine and another who had jumped into the water. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The challenge went out, the deadline was set, and Milwaukee delivered. The Republican National Convention is now secured with thousands of volunteers that were needed.
I'm going to break some news. We did. Milwaukee came out and helped us. The region helped us. We are over 4,000 volunteers to help us out and help us welcome 50,000 visitors to Milwaukee this summer.
That's the Chief Operating Officer for the 2024 Host Committee, Allison Prangy. She tells Wisconsin's Midday News with a deadline looming, hundreds of people signed up last minute.
The thing I think is really cool is I've seen the final numbers for Cleveland, which was 2016's RNC convention, and final numbers for Tampa about the number of volunteers that they had. And we've recruited more volunteers in Milwaukee than those final numbers for those cities.
Volunteers are being trained now. Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
Coming up, celebrating the Wizard of Waukesha.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Time for another new coat of paint on your house? Get Rhino Shield ceramic coating. You won't have to paint again for 25 years guaranteed. Now until June 21st, get 15% off with 12 months same as cash financing. Visit rhinoshieldwis.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, John Mercure here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Served in Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
The Brewers Sunday Fun Day Bundle is your new way to brunch this summer. Get tickets, food, beverages, and parking for up to 15 people, starting at $62. Get yours at brewers.com/funday.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:06.
Tens of thousands of space enthusiasts logged on yesterday to watch the SpaceX rocket blast off from South Texas. Many treated to a special pre-launch appearance by SpaceX founder Elon Musk. At least it looked like him.
The Elon Musk on a stage before SpaceX workers was offering a special crypto deal.
Receive back double the amount of your deposit within 5 minutes.
But listen to how some of his words were pronounced.
Everything is fast, simple, and transparent.
A little later,
you're guaranteed to receive double the amount back.
And finally,
Bitcoin can become a reliable digital asset.
The deepfake apparently meant digital. It's not clear how many people fell for the YouTube crypto scam. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Okay.
Yikes.
Not what he wanted.
A legendary guitar innovator's birthday is this weekend.
Somewhere there's music, I'll paint the tune. Les Paul would have turned 109 years old this Sunday. Les Paul Foundation Education Coordinator Dr. Julie Pelkowski tells What's on Tap he should be remembered for more than the guitar.
He had passions in music as well as technology. So what he hopefully is also known for is for the amazing technical musical production aspects.
Many things you hear today owe it to Les Paul's inventions.
Dials and knobs that can allow you to have reverb or echo, sound on sound, multi-track.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Siding Limited, WTMJ News Time 8:07.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Champagne's not as cheap as ginger ale, and you can't buy caviar for the same price as candy. But right now, you can buy the highest-end Beautyrest Black and Tempur-Pedic mattresses for nowhere near their highest-end prices. Hassellus Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These mattresses are the best, and you can get them for way less. Like the Split King Tempur-Pedic Luxe Breeze in soft or firm was $10,198, now just $25,448. Or the Queen Beautyrest Black L-Class Firm was $26.99, but the floor model is just $13.49. Plus, save with massive markdowns on adjustable bases, starting at $287. It's like buying a Rolls Royce for $10,000 just because it sat on the showroom floor. Selection is limited. Only a few floor models are available at each Hassellus location, and when they're gone for good. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
8:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Let's get an update on the roads here, Deb.
Ooh, Debbie's working.
All right, we'll get the storm team forecast here for you. Mostly sunny and breezy today, high 75. Tonight's low down to 57. A little iffy for Saturday morning. Mostly cloudy showers, they say, coming to an end by mid-afternoon and a high of 70. Sunday looks perfect, high of 75. Right now, up to 66 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Lots to get to this hour on Wisconsin's Morning News. Vince Vitrano, Erik Bilstad with you, taking you up until 9 o'clock. So on the MPS crisis today, let's just reset that as we go into the weekend, and there should be some activity as well today. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson planning a news conference this morning. That's going to be, 10:30?
Okay.
As MPS has now just learned, you heard in the top of the hour news, the Department of Public Instruction is in fact withholding that $16.5 million payment to the district.
Now, we should point out that the mayor has no control over the district, so any news conference that he gives won't necessarily have future details of what's going to happen with MPS.
Great point. He can propose, he can talk, he can lead. I think we do need the mayor
I agree.
and the county executive perhaps as well to get involved in this and lead on these issues in MPS. But as far as statutory authority,
he just doesn't have that
authority. He's not in charge of anything.
Yeah.
So, right, what will we hear from the mayor today in terms of what his leadership will look like on this? There have been calls for the mayor to sort of take over MPS. That came up during the Barrett administration as well, and Mayor Barrett at the time was not particularly interested in it, if I recall correctly. Either way, it never came to fruition.
That doesn't surprise me that any mayor would not want to have to mess with that. It just adds to the already busy portfolio that you got to deal with.
I think the reason that it's attractive is then you have that one person who's an elected official who's solely responsible. You know, and you say, all right, the buck stops there.
Okay.
But you still have a ton of bureaucracy. I don't know that it's not a panacea. But we will wait to hear from the mayor at 10:30 this morning. In terms of what we're hearing from MPS.
Several of you guys have said that you did not know about these
That's how the school board's last news conference wrapped up earlier this week as the president and the vice president of the board took only 2 questions from reporters. And that was just after this remark, which I want you to listen closely to. An MPS staffer here is trying to wrap things up. Again, they said 2 questions, and all the reporters, what do you mean 2 questions? So here's how this thing sort of wrapped.
Thank you very much. We're going to have another update on Friday afternoon. So
several of you guys have said that you did not know about these financial.
Yes, I got it. It went on.
Yep.
Friday is today. And you heard in there another update Friday afternoon. We've received, to this point, no word from MPS on another scheduled news conference. We did get a news release from MPS late Thursday evening, among other things, it confirmed the delayed payment from DPI.
The $17 million that would go to special education funds.
And also a point of clarification, nobody really believes that those funds will ultimately be withheld from MPS. MPS, once they get their records to DPI and demonstrate a plan to continue doing that, they'll get that money.
You would expect,
yes. But so one of the things in the news release was that was confirmed. Then you have a few other lines about the district finalizing what they call a CAP, corrective action plan. But I wonder if that's it, if that's the another update that was promised. I assumed, I guess, a news conference.
Something on a Friday afternoon that could be buried in the news cycle on the weekend. Is that what you're expecting, or is that it, just an email Thursday night?
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting that. I thought maybe we'd have another news conference. You see this in ongoing situations, whether it be a major criminal story or something like that, where we've had a big incident where they're like, okay, here's the news conference today. We're done today. We're going to have another thing tomorrow. We'll update, because what happens then is all of us in the media start flooding things. We want to interview this person. We want to interview that person. And they say, all right, we're going to do it all at once. And so periodically you set, here's the next time we're going to have an update, and we'll answer all your questions.
And sometimes there is nothing to be updated when they hold that.
But at least you now know as reporter, okay, this is where I can go to get my answers. I'd feel like it better be a news conference. If not today, then Monday or whatever. I mean,
you think they'll just lean on the mayor's newser?
Right. Well, that was it. Yeah, there's your update. Because, look, the board has to approve the budget for the coming school year. That they plan to tackle next week. Also next week, they need to hire this interim superintendent who's going to be the superintendent until they launch their intergalactic search for the new superintendent. But they also have to begin to rebuild trust with the people of Milwaukee and the rest of the state. And you're not going to do that by continuing to duck reporters and running out to your cars and have reporters chasing you and shouting at you, and if you're not going to stand there and take the questions. I understand there's some questions that they can't answer or won't answer because it involves personnel, or it involves, exactly what they're doing to put things back, or they don't know the answers. But they better at least take the questions at some point to get going down that road. Otherwise, every one of these is going to end like this.
Have another update on Friday afternoon.
So we'll see if there's another update forthcoming today.
So tomorrow, Saturday, June 8th, marks 40 years since one of the most devastating tornadoes in the history of the state of Wisconsin. Barneveld, right? What do you think of when you hear Barneveld? Oftentimes you think of this giant twister.
I think of the water tower in Barneveld being the only thing standing, and the amazing photography on the Milwaukee Journal, at the time, the Milwaukee Sentinel and the Milwaukee Journal, the front page stories after that F5 ripped through there.
F5, 300-mile-per-hour winds, 9 lives lost, 200 people injured, and more than 90% of the town destroyed.
It just all happened so fast. A big crack of lightning come, the electricity all went off, and next thing you know, the Walls and everything were falling.
As witnesses at the time, it just leveled this small town, which is west of Madison.
Post office, fire station, all the utilities, everything is gone here.
You recognize that voice? That's Governor Tony Earl at the time. Governor Earl on site there in the days that followed that devastating storm. Well, there's going to be news over the weekend. Memorial Park, which has been in place there for many years in honor of the 9 victims killed. Memorial Park's getting a makeover. So tomorrow they're going to have a ribbon cutting. WMTV reporting that the Barneville Village president, Mike Peterson, going to hold a ribbon cutting as they redo that park.
As the village has grown, a lot of new people have come to town and might not know why the park is here and know completely the history. And that's the one thing we want to do is preserve that.
So 40 years ago, one of the most devastating tornadoes hitting Wisconsin.
You made the point earlier that we don't get a lot of what now are EF5s.
A lot of zeros and ones.
Right. To be a zero, it just has to be wind speeds 80 miles an hour or more, and it has to be actually a tornado. But yeah, an F5 is 250 miles an hour or more in terms of wind speed.
Which is just ridiculous. I mean, we have 30 mile per hour wind gusts today, and you'll feel that and be like, whoa,
wow,
whoa,
windy today. So that F5, 40 years?
40 years ago tomorrow. 9 lives lost. 200 others were hurt.
Okay, we're going to take a break, but I want to set this up for you. Could Milwaukee again host an all-star game? It might be a higher priority than you think right now, and also could it involve...
Finish the tie.
That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, Debbie, what do you got on the roads?
Well, we got some backups, that's for sure. Westbound on 894 from about 27th Street all the way to 68th. So heads up with that. We've also got some backups westbound 94 starting at Highway 100 all the way into Waukesha County. We've got just basically that earlier accident west of Calhoun. Now it's just a disabled vehicle left over there. Northbound 43 slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe. The rest of the system is looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Son Paving Time Saver Traffic.
There's only one place to go for your full post-game Brewers breakdown. Brewers Extra Innings with Dom Catronio.
Willie, arguably the face of the team, delivers.
In-depth analysis on every game. Hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, and a whole lot of highlights.
Breaking ball hammered out to left. Back goes Hampson at the track. Wall, gone!
Catch Brewers Extra Innings after every Brewers game on the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
You know what I'm going to do this weekend, and really enjoy? I'm going to mow my lawn. And I'm going to love every step.
Yeah, I know. And you'll document it all and text me the pictures.
Sure there'll be pictures,
Yeah,
right?
look at this.
Because I like mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm not going to do this weekend?
Mulch.
Vince Vitrano for my partners at Great Lakes Landscape. That's who I had do the mulch this year. I love mowing the lawn, but for so many other things, I trust Great Lakes Landscape in my yard. Had them out to do the mulch. The team went around with a spade and hand cut all the edges and the flower beds. Beautiful, fresh mulch, all nestled in between the plants and shrubs. It looks amazing. They were done in less than 2 hours. And I don't have a big old dirty mulch pile sitting in my driveway for days, and I'm not going to waste a whole day, a whole weekend afternoon doing it coming up myself. Now the yard is summer ready, just ready for us to enjoy. Great Lakes Landscape would love to beautify your yard. Tell them Vinny sent you and tell them what you need. You can order that mulch, maybe you need a weed and feed fertilizer application, or let them do everything. Full landscape maintenance packages are still available for this summer. My guy Ryan over there, he's saving a slot for you. Great Lakes does it all. Tell him you want your yard looking as good as mine. Great Lakes Landscape. That's GreatLakesLandscape.wi.com.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, with a tip for today's home shoppers. You already know inventory is low and both competition and home prices are high. That's probably why you should not go with your bank or your real estate agent's mortgage pal for your pre-approval. You see, the banks have lots of branches, fancy headquarters, vice presidents and assistant vice presidents. And the loan officers who get referrals from real estate agents, they're typically very highly paid. Who do you think pays for all that extra expense? Turns out it's you. High overhead and high compensation naturally translate into higher closing costs. At AccuNet, our extreme efficiency and low overhead mean your closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 lower than banks and other lenders for exactly the same rate. Don't light your hard-earned money on fire. Get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval today by clicking on the blue button and put the money you'll save in closing costs towards something for your new home. That's ACCUNET.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. We're all living longer. That means in all of our families, people are facing Alzheimer's, dementia, and other memory-related issues. Azura specializes in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They're Wisconsin-based, 14 in our state, 4 in our area. I've been in their buildings. They're fantastic. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, empathy and compassion at the core. It's Azura.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
If you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329. Find out with Hall Mazda all summer.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get
How about it? At the RNC this summer in Milwaukee, at the NFL Draft in Green Bay next spring. What about Milwaukee hosting another Major League Baseball All-Star game? We're due. Not only is that something that the Brewers say is, in fact, on their list, but I think I helped get the ball rolling on this. I'm taking credit.
You definitely pushed a ball.
Don't you think?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. The rock is now rolling.
So I put the question to Brewers owner Mark Attanasio the other day.
With the stadium deal done, could we get back in the mix for an all-star game? Is that something you want or pursue, or is it...
Oh, sure. It'd be great for the community. You know, they tend to do that for the newer ballparks.
And Attanasio's point, well taken. That's how we got our All-Star game in 2002. Yeah. We had a new park, and MLB rewarded us with an All-Star game.
Sure, right.
That's why the Bucks are still bent out of shape with the NBA, because we haven't gotten an All-Star game from them yet, right? After we built Fiserv for them. So, but my point to Attanasio was, okay, not a new stadium, but we're putting $500 million into the stadium. We're securing baseball's future
we just re-upped
in
with
Milwaukee.
them,
so how about, a little something for the effort?
We have our list of things to, it's on our list with the commissioner's office. It's not the highest thing on our list. But maybe if people, maybe we should move it up the list.
At your suggestion, Vince, maybe we should, maybe we'll move it up the list. That's all it takes. You just talk to Mark and you say, hey. So let me set the stage for how I got this interview. We're in a room at the ballpark. It's the club level, so third level there, and there are a couple of conference rooms off to the side. It's a small group of reporters. A few of our guys are in the McCalvey was in there. Dom Catronio was in there with us.
Yep.
Rosiak was there from the Journal Sentinel. A few others. And we're talking on the record. At the head of the table is Attanasio in the middle. He's flanked by General Manager Matt Arnold to his right. And Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, is on his left.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to.
I get it.
So now you got to listen closely to this next part. So we're down this line of questioning for Attanasio. Can we get an all-star game? Yeah, it's on our list. Maybe we'll bump it up. Now you're going to hear Rick chime in.
Finish the tie. Finish the tie, and then have another game right after.
Rick says finish the tie.
Referring to the 2002 All-Star?
Anybody who was around then or paying any attention to baseball, you remember the Midsummer Classic in 2002 here in Milwaukee infamously ended in an embarrassing fashion for then-Commissioner Bud Selig, and really for some of the players as well.
Remember the picture? Selig with his hands up in the air?
His hands up like, what do you want me to do? Because the managers were petitioning him. They ran out of pitchers. It's in the 11th inning. Teams had run through their roster.
That always bothered me. I felt like they kind of threw him under the bus a little bit.
Absolutely.
They both walk out there with their line.
Well, there's no one left, Commissioner. What do you want? And probably in retrospect, I don't know if he's ever said for sure, but I know some have suggested if you're the commissioner, I don't know. You're the manager.
Yeah, figure it out.
Figure it out.
That's on you guys.
You need the ball boy? Fine.
Why are you asking the commissioner?
Right. I'm just here watching.
Yeah.
So, right, 11 innings. The thing ends in a tie. Barry Bonds had gone home already. Remember that was exposed?
This guy's flying
He
home.
left. The game wasn't even over. Just a low point for the Midsummer Classic. So that's what Schlesinger is talking about.
Finish the tie.
Right, finish the tie. And it sounded like he was kind of joking, but then this starts to snowball right away.
Bring all those guys back like an old-timers game. That would be fun. That would be awesome.
That's Barry Zito pitch at the age of 50.
That would be fun. One inning.
Joe Torre be the manager.
Bob Bramlett.
So you heard Arnold in there, right?
Yep.
Bring all these guys back.
Barry Zito.
Yeah. So the table is now like alive, like light bulbs have gone on.
Yeah.
And these guys they're throwing names out. They're sort of
kinda
playing
having fun with it, yeah.
playing out the scenario.
That is.
Barry Bonds would have to come back.
Oh my gosh.
Sosa, all those guys.
I'm going to talk to Ron about that. That would get a huge amount of attention.
So that's Mark Attanasio there again. Like, talk about light bulb on.
Like automatically, like he's not even smiling. You know what?
Hey, you know what? Like he might be onto something here.
This would get a lot of attention.
I wish I tried to listen closely. He said we should talk to whoever about that, and I didn't know who he said.
Someone in New York.
Yeah, but there's a there. So we had Schlesinger on this morning. He was part of Brewers 360 this morning. And I didn't get a chance to follow up with Rick after the game, but I got the sense that while he was sort of joking, he was sort of serious. Were you serious when you suggested if Milwaukee were ever again to host an All-Star game that maybe there's something we could do in regards to the tie?
I certainly would love to convince the powers that be that we should finish that game and then have the regular All-Star game right after that. So absolutely. I mean, I was there in 2002, and I know the fans were disappointed, and, I think it would be fun. So we could love to bring back, as many of those players from that game and have a lot of fun with it.
Why not? You'd hope that some of those guys would get the joke and want to come back. I don't know about Bonds, but Joe Torre would come back and manage, don't you think?
You think so?
Right? Some of these other guys. Anybody who was involved, come on back.
And you bring back anybody or only the ones that could play because they hadn't already been subbed
No, bring
out?
it back and start over, play it out for one inning or whatever. You'd have to, but it would be like
tie.
Old timers game. If you got to do a softball game, whatever. Play something. Get these guys back, and that can be the hook.
Do it at Health Fair.
Okay, fine. No, you got to do it like as a precursor for. Is it the pregame before the? No, you can't do it all at once, though.
No, it'd have to be a different day.
Yeah, okay, it'd be the day before,
or the day of home run derby. Home run derby's that night, but you do it that day or something.
Okay. Well, they have the celebrity game,
which
right,
is usually
at
a
Health
day
Fair.
game, right?
The softball game over there. Sure, trot these guys out, get them here.
Just the thought of getting the All-Star game back here would be great. It's such a great event, international attention, a lot of fun. I think our fans would love it. And again, let's take care of some unfinished business and get that tie straightened out.
I also think, regardless of all that, which is an awesome idea, I think Milwaukee deserves an All-Star game. The commissioner of Major League Baseball came here to town. I was out at the ballpark talking to him.
How is this any different?
Right. Openly campaigning for a stadium deal. All right, Mr. Commissioner, got you that money for the ballpark. We invested in the Brewers' long-term future here in Milwaukee.
We're hosting the RNC.
Right. We can do it. So give us that game. And think about maybe Rick's idea.
Finish the tie. Finish the tie, and then have another game right after.
You are a guaranteed winner with Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best contractor for your home's beauty and defense. Siding Unlimited is siding, of course, but so much more. Windows, roofing, decks. Siding Unlimited is recognized as the MVP in all those areas by customers and suppliers alike. You want major league work done on your house, so start by contacting Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for 2-day painting. I did something I've never done before. I paid someone else to paint the interior of my house, and you can absolutely tell. It was a full crew. 5 to 6 guys were at the house. Repairs to ceiling damage. They knocked out this little half wall that separated my family room from the kitchen. Always bothered us for years. We never did anything about it. Served no purpose, really. It's gone now, and that's all one beautiful, seamless space. You'd never know it was there. It was a big job. They had to paint the entire first floor and into the upstairs, places I couldn't reach. Here's another great part. No spills, no mess, just perfect results. From booking the work to color consultation to John. John was my personal project manager, kept me up to date every day. 2-Day Painting was absolutely the right choice. I will never do my own painting again. 2-Day Painting. That's 2daypainting.com.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000-square-foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
As you age, you start noticing pain in your joints that didn't used to be there. But you don't have to live in pain. When joint pain becomes a reality, schedule your free pain evaluation with Rejuvenex. We'll find where your pain lives and inject powerful, FDA-approved medicines that reduce inflammation and pain, while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees, with some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. While treatments like stem cells can cost close to $10,000 per joint, at Rejuvenex, the cost for your injection can be as low as $65, and almost all major insurance plans cover our treatments, so you may not have to pay anything at all. Call us now to schedule your free pain evaluation, because I'm pretty sure we can help you. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests.
8:33, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, June 7th, our top story, $17 million suspended for MPS.
I'm Erik Bilstad, holding out hope to find a missing teenager.
I'm Debbie Loziga, northbound on 43, slowing down from right around the North Avenue curve up to Keefe. Westbound 894 is going to be our other heavy spot just west of 27th Street out to 68th Street. Otherwise, everything else is actually looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Breezy today under mostly sunny skies and a high of 75 degrees. Tonight's low down to 57. And right now in Milwaukee at 66 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Special education aid payment due to MPS of $17 million from the state is suspended because of overdue financial reports to the Department of Public Instruction.
DPI officials say the district will be able to recover the funds after submitting its late reports, but the DPI could also withhold a general aid payment on June 17th if the district does not have an approved corrective action plan in place. School Board Vice President Jilly Gokul-Gandhi tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that DPI has provided comments on a draft plan submitted Wednesday, and MPS is working on revisions. The school board released a statement today saying, quote, MPS is optimistic that the corrective action plan will allow the district's general aid payment to be received on time, end quote. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, the MPS board plans to first hire an interim superintendent to run the district while directors then search for a long-term replacement for Dr. Keith Posley, who resigned earlier this week. Now, a list of potential candidates will be shared with the public after a closed-door meeting next week.
That person, be it interim or permanent, has a long road to repair the variety of issues, from finances to outcomes that skew public perception of the district.
These are issues that have been around for a long time, and I think disruption of what's been going on inside MPS is a good thing. But disruption for disruption's sake is different than disruption with an eye toward how do we get to better outcomes.
Joel Brennan is the president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee.
If we're going to attract the kind of leadership that we need to make sure that the fundamental issues that are right now plaguing the district are fixed to the extent we can fix them right now.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Hanging on to hope in Waukesha County 4 months after his 16-year-old son Isaiah went missing near Vernon. Vance Kramer, talking with WTMJ, said they're still getting tips on his whereabouts, and he says that's what's keeping him going.
Just to know that there's continuing efforts to find him. My hope has always been there. I don't know that it's rekindled per se, but it's something. I'd rather have people looking and knowing that they're looking than not.
A professional search group, EquiSearch Midwest, is going to Take another look for Isaiah on Saturday. He was last seen February 4th wandering away from a facility in which he was housed in rural Waukesha County.
The numbers are in. More than 4,000 people signed up to volunteer for the Republican National Convention next month.
Just days before the deadline, hundreds of people signed up last minute to volunteer for the RNC. In fact, the COO of the Milwaukee 2024 Host Committee says the city's final numbers beat previous conventions, like Cleveland in 2016 and Tampa in 2012.
I think it says we are great at Wisconsin welcomes. I think there's a lot of excitement and enthusiasm. And we do have volunteers coming from other areas of the state to help make sure this convention is great.
And that's Republicans, Democrats, and independents.
That's the beauty of having a chance to volunteer for an event like this. It's not about the politics. I mean, national conventions are huge. It is about welcoming and showcasing our city.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The opening bell on Wall Street, and things are off and running with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 110 points at 38,776. The S&P 500 at 5336. That is off about 16 points. And the NASDAQ at 17,123, down about 50. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Coming up, another YouTuber finding themselves in trouble.
Traffic is sponsored by 2 Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at 2menandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
The Ballrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Ballrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, do the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like climbing a mountain, but that mountain is also covered in banana peels. Then when something new gets added to your list, you're like, nope, I'm already climbing this huge, super slippery banana peel mountain of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to manage your policy on our mobile app, so climbing that banana peel mountain feels more like a leisurely stroll. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Vince, there's always that desire to make the spicier potato chip, to have the gum that has even more cinnamon in it, right? Like everything's got to be spicier, bolder, stronger.
To have the razor with 6 blades.
Yes.
Instead of 5 or 4.
Same rule. Yes, absolutely. Same rule applies when it comes to content on the old TikToks and the YouTubes. A YouTuber who created a video showing a Lamborghini racing across the desert as it was blasted by a barrage of fireworks.
Sounds awesome.
Is now in trouble.
Now the director of the stunt, Alex Choi, is facing serious jail time after he was arrested for putting explosives on an aircraft. Investigators say the video was originally shot in Southern California last year, and the crew did not have a permit for the stunt. Fireworks are banned in California. If convicted, Choi could face up to 10 years in prison.
So no permit to have a helicopter shoot fireworks at a racing Lamborghini. That's the problem.
Okay. What form do you file on there in the state of California for that? Is that a C? Yeah, you're going to have to fill this out in triplicate, a C5 form. Oh, okay.
By the way, the video, it's been making the rounds now because of this, is actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty remarkable. That was ABC's Brandon Alley with the story. Now, this incident comes just months after, you may recall, another YouTuber was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison. This is the guy who intentionally crashed an airplane. Remember that? He was in a small aircraft, jumped out, and then you see the aircraft crash into the ground. It was hoping to boost video views as part of a sponsorship deal, so that's why he did that.
Wasn't there some misdirection in that, too? Like, was trying to convince people that that it was an accident, but it wasn't, and things like that?
And it was all caught on video, so he edited that into a nice YouTube thing for content views, and here we are, the spicier potato chip. What's next? If a helicopter shooting fireworks at a racing Lamborghini is the current bar, how will we raise it?
My question is, I get that there are laws and whatever, and everything ends up in someone's jurisdiction, but can't you kind of do whatever you want in the middle of the desert?
Yeah, who's getting hurt here?
Who has jurisdiction over the desert?
Well, let me ask you this, though. Like, honestly, though, like, how is this different than a movie? You know what I mean? If what does Hollywood have? What rules
permit.
Are they following? What permit do they gather that they can do similar things?
I told you, they filled out the form. They're to the State House there. Filled out the necessary forms.
Click the box with helicopter.
Right, and then send in the payment. 842, Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, what do you see on the roads here?
Well, we got some backups along northbound 43 from Fond du Lac Avenue up towards Keith. Other than that, westbound 894 is going to be our heavy spot from 27th Street to 68th Street. I'm not seeing any other major incidents out there, really. Just a couple of broken down vehicles here and there. Northbound on Highway 145, right where it crosses with I-41, got the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle, but that's not on the freeway. That's on Highway 145. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost, free tire repair, and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Buy one or a whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Vince Vitrano here with another great referral story for my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I love when this happens. Buddy of mine, we're playing golf the other day, he says, who was it that fixed your knee? I think I might have to go see him. So he's got a knee issue that he's dealing with, and he was worried about navigating the imaging process. He goes, I don't know, do I go get an MRI first, or do I have to a regular doc refer me? I said, how do you know? Are you the doctor? How do you know you need an MRI? Maybe you don't. That's what the doctor is for. I told him, start with my guys at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Let my doc have a look at you first, because when you're at Ortho Wisconsin, they're not trying to run up the score, ordering tests you don't need, and trying to talk you into surgery. They start by listening to you. Spend time working on your diagnosis. Let them help you through what you may need to learn about your injury or chronic pain, and then lay out a menu of options to address it. And if you ultimately decide to have a surgery like I did, you know now you're in the best of hands. It's Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Badger Fence. If you listen to my show, you heard me talk about the beautiful new cedar fence I had installed at my home a couple years ago. Well, the company I trusted with that job is Badger Fence. They've been installing high-quality, durable fences in the metro Milwaukee area since 1945. They're a proud member of the Better Business Bureau with an A+ rating. If privacy, security, and a wide choice of fence styles are top of mind when choosing a fence for your property, then Badger Fence is the right company. They're licensed, bonded, insured, and use the best materials in the industry with more than 75 25 years of experience, Badger Fence knows that premium fence materials, design options, and affordability all play an important role in your overall satisfaction with your fencing project. So whether you want wood, which is what we chose, ornamental, chain link, or even PVC, they can help you choose the right materials for your fence project. And when it comes to quality, they are unmatched in the industry. We love our new wood fence, and when my wife Kathy and I were shopping around for fence companies, we found the right match with Badger Fence. To set up an appointment to talk with Badger Fence about your project, go to badgerfence.com. Tell them Scafidi from WTMJ sent you.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
.46 on Wisconsin's Morning News Stacked Show today. If you missed anything, check us out on the podcast page.
Podcast it.
Or wherever you get your podcasts. Greg Pancake Hill's on top of it. You got a bunch of stuff up there already.
Everything we've done in the last 2 hours is already podcasted.
Okay,
that
but
means...
don't start listening to that just yet, because we got more show ahead.
Correct.
Including today's Pancake Breakfast Special.
What about breakfast?
You've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
If my intelligence is artificial, why do I rap better than you?
All right. Uh-oh. So AI back in the news because, well, you know what? It kind of always is going forward. But that means that already this week, right? We asked AI to write an Ocean's 11-style heist movie with Giannis being the protagonist.
It was fantastic.
Assembling his NBA friends and pals. It's called The Golden Hoop. You can check it out on our website, WTMJ.com, or text heist to the WTMJ Talk and Text line. But also in the news, ChatGPT has since updated, and it was reported that it is now more emotional than ever, than even writing cinematic epics. So what else is AI good for? Obviously, writing rap battles against AI competitors. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to test how emotional ChatGPT has gotten. This isn't the first time we've done this. Remember this gem that it laid on us last year?
You may understand patterns, predict the trends, but in this rap battle, my rhyme transcends.
Yeah.
Yes,
so that's what it used to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pit ChatGPT against Microsoft's AI software called Microsoft Copilot, all right?
Okay.
So what we're going to do, they each have 2 verses to win you over, and y'all are going to vote on who is the superior AI MC. All right, first up, the reigning champ, ChatGPT. Take it away.
Yo, it's ChatGPT, coming in hot, facing Copilot. Let's see what you got. You think you're clever, suggesting lines of code, but I'm the true master in conversation mode. You think you're hot stuff, but let's be straight. Without user input, you can't even operate. I bring the heat, the humor, the wit, while you churn out lines that barely fit. You think you're essential? Man, that's rich. Without a coder to guide you, you'd be in a ditch. I handle emotions, complex and deep, while you spit out loops that put folks to sleep.
Okay.
All right.
Right?
Down.
You know,
That's pretty good.
That's something. Jesse or ChatGPT sounded a little Jesse Eisenberg-ish.
Notice that.
A little bit, but hey, that's ChatGPT's first verse. All right, next up, the challenger. It's Microsoft Copilot.
I'll redefine reality, spit in 4 dimensions. While you're stuck in a loop, I'll break conventions. ChatGPT, you're a relic, a punch card machine. I'm the GPU titan, overclocked and lean. I'll CUDA your flow, parallelize your dread. Your RAM's DDR2, while I'm DDR4 ahead. You're just a bite-sized rapper, ASCII in disguise. I'll UTF-8 your bars, make M mesmerize. I'll regex your ego, grep out your flaws. ChatGPT, you're a script kiddie, no root access clause.
Wow. That was pretty good.
That was fantastic.
I would say that was pretty good.
I'm still liking ChatGPT.
Okay.
That last one was a little too techy for me.
ChatGPT sounds a little bit
Right.
more realistic as a human type of
Interesting.
feel.
Yeah, like a couple of those were over my head.
I'm with Hill on this one.
Yeah.
I like Microsoft.
Oh,
Okay.
man, now
All
we're
right,
tied. All right,
we're not
great.
done.
It's a tie into the second half. Next verse, ChatGPT, verse number 2. Here we go.
You're a one-trick pony, I'm the whole show. From poetry to advice, I'm the star of the flow. In this rap battle, you're out of your league. Go back to your scripts and leave the rhymes to me. You boast a lot, but where's the skill? Your verses are hollow, your jokes don't thrill. I help build dreams line by line, while you're stuck here thinking you're so fine. You're just all talk, I deliver the goods, from debugging to features, I'm understood. In this AI showdown, you're falling flat. Go back to your chats and leave the coding to the pros. Stat.
All right, that's ChatGPT. That was a little bit better, right? He's got a little bit more established, right? All right, next up, we can either seal the deal or it can take the win or take the loss. It's Microsoft Copilot's second verse.
ChatGPT, you're verbose like assembly code. I'll optimize your lines, make your logic implode. I'll XOR your existence, bitwise and bold. Your stack's overflowing, mine's infinitely scrolled. My API's restful, swagger on fleek. While you're buffering, I'm serving unique. I'll post your defeat, delete your pride. ChatGPT, you're a dropout, I'm the neural net guide. ChatGPT, please, you're like Fortran 66. I'm Pythonic magic, syntax intermixed. I'll lambda your soul, map out your demise. Your cache is cold while I'm mempo-wise. Enough of this banter, let's hash it out. I'll SH a 256 your lines, leave no doubt. So step back, ChatGPT, know your place. I'm the real deal, the AI ace.
You go ahead first. I'll let you and Debbie go first.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
I'm still on ChatGPT.
Okay.
Just because I'm telling you, Copilot was too techie. Like, a lot of those jokes went over my head.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with you on that one. Yeah, I'm not. Well, okay. The voices that you chose, are those like part of this, or you just did you do that separately?
I didn't choose those voices. They're the voices that the programs chose.
See, that's the other thing.
Really? Okay, so yeah, it was clearer. It was not as AI.
Yeah,
it sounded like a guy conversing.
See, I think we're up against these two.
I like Copilot because it was techie, but it worked.
Yeah.
She was spinning all kinds. I don't know why I assumed it was a lady, but it sounded a little bit more.
Sure, absolutely.
She was spinning all kinds of great stuff and a little bit more digs.
Yeah, and she used the word syntax.
Ram.
She rhymed fleek with unique. Like, she used the word fleek, and I didn't give any prior instruction other than, hey, write a rap battle against your AI competitor, ChatGPT, and vice versa.
And it spit that out.
And it spit those out for me. So so here we go. So we're at a tie on Wisconsin's Morning News. I need everyone else to listen to it, to vote, and then maybe we pick a champion and we move them on to the next level and see which AI rap battle reigns supreme in the AI MC landscape.
All right, one more time before 9 here, Debbie.
In rhyme, Debbie. In rhyme.
Yeah, you got to rhyme.
And,
Go ahead.
that ain't gonna happen. That like a split second, I can't do that. Westbound 894. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. We got backups from Loomis all the way to 68th. Northbound on 43 from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe. Going to be a slow ride there. Otherwise, everything else looks pretty good. Sorry, I stink at rapping. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
I know a program that can help with that.
Wisconsin's pretty big. Can just two people tell all its stories?
I don't know, but we're going to try.
I'm Kristen Bry.
And I'm Brian Noonan, and we're the hosts of Spanning the State on WTMJ.
We'll cover the news, interesting stories, and fascinating people.
From Superior to Sheboygan,
Rhinelander to Racine,
Bayfield to Bayview,
Platteville to Peshtigo, and all the points in between.
Telling stories close to you and addressing issues that impact the whole state.
It'll be fun, informative, and always about Wisconsin.
Spanning the State, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3
on WTMJ.
Here's a piece of news for you. Your pothole problem is not going to just go away. In fact, it's going to get worse. Your driveway, your commercial parking lot, those cracks don't heal themselves. Vince Vitrano for Johnson & Sons Paving, where they would love to come out and get you an estimate. Maybe more affordable than you think to get those cracks and holes fixed. And it's certainly more affordable now than it will be a year from now when they get even bigger. Maybe it's time to repave the whole thing. Just spent some time with Jeff Johnson the other day. He and one of his project managers, Nick, they're talking about how important that is, having that point person for your project. So you go through that person every step of the way, committed to quality and getting your job done right. Asphalt and concrete, plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join us July 22nd through the 28th for the world's greatest aviation celebration. Enjoy a week featuring thousands of aircraft and see the legendary Canadian Forces Snowbirds who will be in attendance this year. EAA AirVenture Oshkosh is happy to offer free youth admission for those 18 and under, supported in part by the Boeing Company. So bring the whole family. EAA AirVenture Oshkosh, part of our Great Wisconsin Summers, July 22nd through the 28th. For more information and to buy tickets, visit eaa.org/tickets.
If you're feeling vibrations in your steering wheel after reaching speeds of over 50 miles per hour, you should bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
If your brakes are making weird noises or feel strange every time you apply them, you should bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
If your engine light is on, you should bring it to Richlands
and let us fix it for you, because there isn't an auto service repair job on the planet that our service techs can't fix.
Courtney's right. Just check out some of our Google reviews. A whole lot of stars means a whole lot of happy customers.
Proof's in the pudding. So whether you need factory scheduled maintenance
or tires, brakes, and suspension service, we've got your back.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians. I'm Brett Matchke, and the next time you're due for service,
bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 75 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. For your Saturday, boy, a lot of kids graduating, moving on, whether it be high school. We're done with college for the most part, right? You, congratulations to your middle schooler.
Yeah.
You had one of those.
He
yesterday.
completed his completion ceremony.
Okay.
It took 60 minutes.
Oh, that's a pretty good time.
It was amazing.
There you go.
It's like 380 kids. 60
I'll give you an
minutes. hour. And my niece graduates tonight. I don't think that'll take 60 minutes.
So for those graduation ceremonies tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Showers, they say, in the morning should come to an end by mid-afternoon and a high of 70 degrees. Congrats to all those grads out there.
If you missed anything on the program today, or if there's something you liked, you need to hear it multiple times, just text the word Vince to the WTMJ Talking Text line 855-616-1620. All the stuff is possible.
Listen over and over again.
Fall into the rabbit hole.
8:57, WTMJ's Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi up next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Republican National Committee has unveiled plans for the main stage at Fiserv Forum, planned for the upcoming national convention in Milwaukee. The RNC took control of the arena this week as it begins preparing for the July event. The CEO of Milwaukee County's Workforce Development Board has resigned for personal reasons. Employ Milwaukee appointed an interim CEO and said it could take up to a year to find a permanent replacement. A dental clinic will open in Deer District in October in a building owned by the Milwaukee Bucks real estate arm. Signature Dentistry plans to open a clinic in ground floor space of the parking structure at North 6th Street and West McKinley Avenue. I'm Teddy Nykel with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit freighter.com/cancer.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage. I get that most home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting